It's about to go down with the Red Dragons in town, the highly anticipated SUNYAC Championship match rematch. As we welcome you in now to the El Roker Studio in Marano Campus Center, Eddie McAlpine alongside Kelly C. and Nick Stetter. Guys, before we break down this highly anticipated game, it is the last WTOP 10 sports broadcast of the year. So before we talk about the matchup at hand, I just want to recap the entire academic year of all the sports we've covered. We've grown a lot as a club. Nick, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing. Honored to be on it with you two, especially, coming back to the Buff State hockey game. This was the exact perch, and I want to thank all the seniors and everything. I would talk about it for hours, but obviously we don't have hours, but it's a beautiful day for a SUNYAC championship.
Absolutely, and I could not agree more with you, Nick. I know we're both new to this club, but we've grown so much together as well as with the rest of this club. It's really been great, and I'm so excited to see where this club goes in the future. And thank you to all of our seniors that have done everything for this club, both on news, productions, and sports.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With that being said now, let's break down the game at hand. Setting the stage for the SUNYAC Championship, let's take a look at the visiting number 2 Cortland Red Dragons. They took down the New Paltz Hawks in a dominant fashion in the semifinals on Wednesday. Nick, break this one down for us.
Oh, and yeah, dominant was the word. I mean, 4 separate players in this matchup had a hat trick coming from Sydney Elizalde, Brooke Elizalde, the two sisters, Sierra Natoli, and Ashley Malilo, and just dominating fashion. They could move so easily around the entire goal. They used behind the net as a very big spot, and I mean, Brooke Elizalde, she found the right spot every time. An absolute unit for these Cortland Red Dragons. What a player she is. I feel like she's going to be a big player to watch today. And Cortland, man, they're looking to keep the dynasty that they have right now in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, the Red Dragons have dominated the conference for over 2 decades. And to nobody's surprise, the 2 seed finding it too easy as they kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Down go the Hawks, and Cortland finds themselves back in the championship game. Nick, a dominant win there for the Red Dragons. 20 shots on goal to the Hawks, just 9. Over double the amount on goal. 8 assists to the Hawks, 1. And then the turnovers there, really close, but the draw control is what got them the win. Just a powerhouse in the Cortland Red Dragons as they move on. What a game, Nick.
Yeah, those draw controls have been the deciding factor. We're going to get more into those as we look at last year's SUNYAC Championship, but those draw controls for Cortland the entire season have been ridiculous. 245 total on the season to opponents 141. 100 more draw controls in a season? That's amazing for the Cortland Red Dragons, and they've been on top of that this entire year.
Now, following that dominant win over the New Paltz Hawks, our WTOP 10 producer Parker Voris sat down with Brooke Elizalde from the Red Dragons about her mentality and her confidence heading into this championship game.
I feel a lot more confident going into this year and playing them again because I know that the way we played them last Wednesday was not Cortland Lacrosse, and I fully think that we've come back ever since that day, and we've worked 110 times harder, and we've pushed ourselves offensively, defensively, on the draw circle, on the draw. And we've come to practice since that day, and we pushed ourselves. And I think it showed yesterday in our game against New Paltz.
Now, guys, we heard her say there that they are putting 110% effort into this game. How scary is that for the Lakers when you hear the team that's won 24 titles wanting to put in 110% effort? Nick, what are the Lakers going to do now, knowing the Elizalde sisters are that prepared?
Play like they did all season. I mean, Kelly and me have been on a couple broadcasts commentating these games. We've seen how Oswego's been playing. They've been playing amazing. Alexis Hill, best player in the SUNYAC off points. They've been elite. And Kelly, you can add on to this. I mean, Cortland, they've also been elite. Most goals in the SUNYAC, and teams are going back and forth this entire season.
Absolutely. These 2 teams have been going back and forth on stats, just like you've been saying. But I think what they really need to do is focus up on that defense. They've let in a lot of shots, but at the same time, they are so dominant on offense that it doesn't really show in the scoreboard. But I think something to note on what Brooke just said is that what they saw versus New Paltz was not Cortland Lacrosse. That is a terrifying thing to hear if you're the Oswego State Lakers, because if that was not Cortland Lacrosse, then what are they bringing to the game today?
Exactly.
Yeah, it is no secret and no surprise that the Red Dragons are back in the SUNYAC championship game. But on the other side of the face-off, the top-seeded Oswego Lakers are back in the championship game for the 2nd consecutive year. And they ran through the Oneonta Red Dragons on Wednesday. Kelly, break this one down for us.
Absolutely. And like you said, they absolutely dominated against Oneonta, winning 15-4 against that team. getting 6 shots off in the first quarter, 5 shots off in the second, totaling to 11 before halftime was even over. And Oneonta only had 1. Then, once we get into the second half of the game, Oneonta put a lot more shots up on the board, but at the same time, Oswego was able to basically double that and go to 4 shots in the fourth quarter. They had so much midfield domination coming from Green, from Croce, from Dix, from all of their star players and star-studded team that it did not matter what the Oneonta Dragons did. They completely were dominated by these Oswego State Lakers, and that is showing that they are the number 1 seed. They know what they're doing. They know how to communicate with each other, use every single player that they have to really dominate on what is being done here. And as you can see here, they had 19 shots on goal to Oneonta's 6. They had 4 assists to 1, 3 saves to 9, and turnovers was going in favor of the Oswego Lakers once again. And it was only 14 to 24, and draw controls were completely dominated by these Oswego State Lakers.
Yeah, Kelly, the Oneonta 24 turnovers there definitely costing them a chance to make the championship game, but ultimately the Lakers get it done. Alexis Hill, 7 points in that one, followed by Addison Costello with 3 and Cassidy Croce with 2, the top-seeded team showing why they're the top seed. And we spoke with Lakers head coach Britt Howard now about the mentality and her mindset heading into this championship game.
And I think that's a big focus from even yesterday's game. We worked hard today on fixing some of those things that we might have messed up on the offensive end or, tweaking some things on the defensive end. So just, again, focusing on us and not really stressing about, what Cortland's doing or, how we're going to beat them. We just have to focus on, the now.
It has to do to get done to win this championship game. She was here last year with this squad. Now, Nick, the Lakers, they've just played so well all year. They find themselves in the championship game under Coach Howard. Do you see any kind of switch-ups of something that we haven't seen all season heading into this one?
Honestly, the Cortland Red Dragons, they are in a dynasty run. This team has been dominant since the start of women's lacrosse in the SUNYAC. This team has been strong for years and years and years. And Oswego, though, they've become an anomaly, really, winning that SUNYAC title last year, and they've been absolutely dominant ever since, taking the 1 seed. And it was kind of weird. We were talking about this earlier before we started the show. Oswego were the 2 seed last year, Cortland were the 1 seed. Oswego had better draw controls than Cortland, and Cortland had the second most draw controls. This year, it's flipped. Oswego's the 1 seed. Cortland's a 2 seed. Cortland have better draw controls. Oswego have worse draw controls. It's exactly flipped. The question is, will history repeat itself and the 2 seed gets over the 1? It's very interesting to see here, and I'm really excited to go into this SUNYAC championship because we don't know what's about to happen. These teams are so even.
Absolutely. Well, we could keep breaking the game down in the studio, but why not join our own sideline reporter Mike Neckers live at Laker Turf with more on the matchup history. Mike, what do you got for us?
Oswego State Lakers looking for a revenge from a 28-year, 34-game losing streak between 1995 and 2022. That has 20 years of Red Dragons. But currently, throughout these last couple of years, the Lakers last year championship. The Lakers looking to go back-to-back.
It's a little windy out there, Mike. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but as you can see up there, a historical one-way rivalry here. The Red Dragons have just dominated the Lakers for a long, long time. But looking at this graphic, the Lakers have just 3 wins against the Red Dragons. But Kelly, you know what's weird about that is those 3 wins have been the last 3 matchups. Break that one down for us.
Absolutely. So these last 3 matchups for these Oswego State Lakers have gone in the way of the Lakers, and the Red Dragons kind of falling short. But it has not been by much. Just like we saw in the last matchup, these teams really are competitive against each other and are competitive with every single team that they play. They really do emphasize how much they need to do and really know what to get done in these moments.
Yeah, it started with a 34-game losing streak, now a 3-game winning streak in favor of the Lakers. But we've got much more lacrosse to break down for you. When we come back, we're debuting Nick's numbers and Kelly's keepers. And we spoke to Lakers goalie Alana Yakovisi ahead of today's matchup. We'll be right back here on WTOP 10.
If it's hockey,
Call a copy, Rob Delmore blind!
it's on Hockey Talk.
The hockey gods will bless me again with another victory.
Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests
Rangers are going to beat them simply because vibes.
Vibes. You are winning this on vibes?
Vibes.
That's
And
a solid argument.
as they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, only on WTOP.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
Honestly, we are such a better team than what we have showed on Wednesday. And honestly, I just can't wait to come out and beat them and wear the shirt and get the trophy.
Yeah, the Elizalde sisters calling it a revenge game, and they have backed it up with their play this season. 125 combined points between the two sisters on the Red Dragons, but only one team will hoist the trophy and wear the t-shirts here tonight. Welcome back to the El Roker studio. Once again, Eddie McAlpine alongside Kelly C. and Nick Stetter. Now, looking ahead at this one, last year's SUNYAC championship game, we're going to break down the numbers with our very own Nick Stetter. Nick, what can you tell us about last year's game?
And this is the most numbers I've had in a while. I think we got 8 total right now, and this game was absolutely electric. Even almost on shots and goal, Oswego had 1 over them. Turnovers, you got 3 more for the Oswego side, so better defensively for the Cortland Red Dragons, but draw controls is the name of the game. Oswego had 18-6, and that's the deciding factor in most of these games. It's not the goals, it's the off-ball possession, it's the moving around, it's winning the ball when you need to get it at the start of the game, at the end of the game, after goals. You want the ball 100% of the time. Possession's the name of the game, and draw controls is what's saying. And also, look at those free position shots. 2 out of 8. Cortland shooting not well off free position. That's a free goal most of the time. Meanwhile, Oswego 50% from their free position shots. If Cortland make 2 or 3 of those, they're getting back into that game. That game's not 12-8 anymore. That's a 12-10, 12-11. You get 1 more, it goes to extra time, and we have a title on our hands. It could have been the Red Dragons, but instead it was in favor of the Lakers last year.
Yeah, Nick, thank you. We're seeing the numbers from last year's game, but now let's take a look at how both those teams got there. Almost an identical bracket last year compared to this year, with, of course, a few minor tweaks, but the Lakers and the Red Dragons find themselves back in the championship game. Now, the Lakers took down the Buff State Bengals in the semifinals. They took down Oneonta back on Wednesday, but Nick, looking at this bracket, Kelly, you two, this is almost identical to what we're seeing, and it's almost a testament to how close the SUNYAC race has been the last few years. But the Lakers sneak back in. Now they're looking to break history. Kelly, what can you tell me about it?
Absolutely. And just like looking at these numbers, Oswego and Cortland both putting up multiple points over their opponents. It's truly going to be a dominating thing. It is Oswego got 15 over Buffalo State, and Cortland got 17 over New Paltz. And then just coming down to that final game, I'm not sure exactly what happened with the Cortland Red Dragons, but they were competitive very much in the first round and then the semifinals, but then from there kind of fell off in the final game. I don't know if it was the pressure that got to them of having the pressure of everything on their backs, but Oswego was able to capitalize on whatever happened and take home the win last season.
Yeah, looking at that final score, we've mentioned it already, 12-8 Oswego last year. We'll get more into that later, but now, with another signature segment, a look at the star goalies for these two squads. Kelly, what can you tell me about your keepers heading into this one?
Absolutely. And if we're looking at the keepers, we're going to start on the Oswego side of things. Alana Ikabasi has averaged 6.34 goal saves a game. So this is, goals allowed a game. Alongside this has a save per game of 5, and the save percentage is 49.4. She is 14th in all Division III in goals allowed average and 21st in all Division III in save percentage. She also has faced 241 shots and has had consistent improvement from her goal in her freshman year to now being in her senior year. The first half of the 2026 season for her was more goals allowed, but since then, Ikavasi has really tightened up everything and taken on every single thing that she's done. She's sharpened those reflexes and really brought those points home. Then, flipping to the Cortland side of things, Trinity Parks. Trinity Parks has had 82 goals allowed and averages about 5.91 a game. Then she has 68 saves, which is about a 55.3% average, and averages about 4 saves a game. She has faced 214 shots and became the starting goalie as only a sophomore, earning 3 All-SUNYAC honors. She is 11th overall in Division III in goals averages, and from there, it is just a complete and utter matchup between these two. I will say though, last time that Trinity Parks was at Oswego, she mentioned that the fans are what really got to her, and that is a mental game. And I wonder if that's what's going to if she's going to tighten up on that this year, but at the same time, is she going to use that as motivation to really keep going and really push forward through all of the noise and make sure that to bring home the win for the Cortland Red Dragons today?
Yeah, looking at those save percentage numbers, nearly identical for the two SUNYAC stars in goal, but it's that goals allowed, Yakovisi allowing just over 6 and Parks allowing just under 6. So if the Lakers can hold the Red Dragons to around the same score as last year, they'll be finding success, but Parks is no fool in net there for the Red Dragons. She has found success all season. But looking ahead now, we spoke with Lakers goalie Alana Yakovisi about her mentality in big games like this.
I think that's a good mantra to go into this. Like, yes, there's going to be a target on your back, but I think any game you go into, there's going to be a target on your opponent. So,
Yeah, guys, she mentioned the king of the hill mentality, and of course, what better king of the hill than her teammate Alexis Hill, right? Her SUNYAC success all season. She's been so dominant for this Lakers team, really the face of the offense. Nick, what can you tell me about Lakers star Alexis Hill?
Just flat out, she's the best player in the SUNYACs. It's not by a mile. There's close points totals. Apologies, but 89 points on the year, 65 goals. Just timeout. 65 goals. Are we serious? This is amazing. And the way she plays, it's so unique compared to every single player. Her center of gravity is so low that she's able to make these quick cuts that usually these defenders aren't able to track. And the way she moves on the ball and even off of the ball, she is running 100% of the time. She gives all of the effort around her, and it kind of leeches off onto her other players. I mean, Kroos, for example, she never gets goals off amazing juke moves, 1-2, spin around. No, she gets the ball for 2 seconds, puts it in the net. Hill is absolutely dominant, and it leeches off to her teammates. What a player she is.
Yeah, 89 points on the season for Alexis Hill, but Kelly, on the other side for the Red Dragons, we've already mentioned the Elizalde sisters, but is there anybody who really stands out to you that you feel can match the star power of Hill?
One person I am really looking at is Ashley Melelio. She has had an overall shot on goal percentage of 73.6.
Wow.
And has never dropped below a 33% for this team. And she leads the teams in goals, and a stat that I found was she has a 50% shot on goals just against the Lakers alone. So I think she is really going to be a star player for the Cortland Red Dragons offense, and just I wonder how it's going to match up against Ikavasi and the rest of the Lakers team, and if the rest of her team can kind of step up to that challenge and really become the Red Dragons that we saw in the past for 24 years for the rest of the SUNYAC rather than last year.
That's one rivalry right there, man.
One heck of a rivalry. We have much more coming up. Plus, we're going to highlight the legacy of the Cortland Red Dragons as they've dominated the SUNYAC conference for over 2 decades.
Wow.
We'll be right back here on WTOP 10.
If you got it, you better watch out.
You got squat, you're like a bug.
That is like not.
You stole
I'm scared of Joe with a bat. Okay.
Okay.
Let me show you because your team is a Philly. You don't know how to score, right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
That's actually. Let me show you the Bronx Bomber way of doing it. Ready? Ready? I swear to God. Oh my Everyone. All right, put the bat down. All right, this number's like. Sorry, Joey. You're right. Sorry.
A beautiful, beautiful spring day here for the SUNYAC championship game as we can see the Red Dragons getting ready. We're going to welcome you back into the El Roker studio one final time here in the pregame show. Once again, Eddie McAlpine alongside Kelly C. and Nick Stetter. Guys, it's no secret the Red Dragons have dominated the SUNYAC conference for nearly all of its existence. Kelly, tell us a little bit more about the legacy behind the Red Dragons here as we head into this game.
100%. So the SUNYAC for the women's lacrosse and lacrosse in general started in 1997. From 1997 to 2025, Cortland has only lost 4 SUNYAC titles. One of those being in 1998 to Oneonta, 2019 to Brockport, 2020 there was no championship due to the pandemic, and as you can see, there was 20 straight SUNYAC titles for these teams from 1999 to 2018. And as you can kind of see, we have a couple fun stats for you here. The Matrix was released in 1999. Breaking Bad started airing in 2008. The Bruno Mars Super Bowl halftime show was in 2015, and the very popular video game Fortnite blew up in 2018. Now getting back to the stats, Cortland has 24 SUNYAC championship titles. They've had 7 different coaches from there, and like we were just mentioning, they have had 20 years of a reign for some of these teams. Then they've only not been in the tournament twice. They were not in it in 1998, and then once again in 2019. So I really want to see what this championship legacy looks like for these Cortland Red Dragons, and I want to see, can they match back up to what they were in 2024, and then can they bring home the title once again to really maintain that legacy?
That's a lot of free t-shirts, I might say.
A lot of free t-shirts.
A lot of free t-shirts.
On the other hand, the Lakers are the ones coming off the SUNYAC championship last season, and they have the opportunity to flip the script by winning the championship today. No other team besides the Red Dragons has won 2 consecutive SUNYAC championships. And Nick, what do the Lakers have to get done today, plain and simple?
I just want to say this is going to be, if the SUNY Oswego Lakers win this game today, this is the start of a potential dynasty that the Cortland Red Dragons have never seen. They've never had this competition. This is the chance for the Oswego State Lakers to make something out of nothing right now. And I think what the Lakers need to do, play like you've been playing all season. They've been great. They've been stellar players, and they beat Cortland earlier this season. Yes, mind you, it was by 1 goal. They still won. A win is a win. They need to play like they've been playing. You don't need to change up anything, and you've adapted so well. I think the Lakers need to play strong, need to play fast, like they always have been this entire season.
We've been breaking down this game for you the entire pregame show, but now it's the fun part. We're going to get some score predictions in. I'll start myself because I have a repeat of last year's championship game. I'm taking Oswego 12-8 over the Red Dragons. The Lakers are going to tweedle-twine 12 times in a repeat fashion. We know it's going to be close, and history is known to repeat itself, but the Lakers are going to take this one and become the first SUNYAC team to win 2 consecutive SUNYAC titles over the Red Dragons, and it's going to ignite a fire beneath the program, starting a legacy of their own. Nick, what do you have for us?
Earlier I said if, and it's not going to be if in my mind. It's going to be when they win this matchup. I got 15-10. This is the start of a potential dynasty in Oswego, and I think that the Cortland Red Dragons are really going to have to take a step back and realize, okay, we have a competitor now, and I think the Lakers are going to be that said competitor.
And Kelly, you've got a little bit different of a pick, so we need an explanation from you. Give us your breakdown.
Gentlemen, now let me explain. You said history repeats itself. Oswego was the 2nd seed last year, and they won it. I'm going to go 13-12 with Cortland. I think they're really going to tighten up. Like they were mentioning before, what we saw from them last was not Cortland Lacrosse. I think what they're really going to do is tighten up. And I know it's going to be a close game no matter what, but it's going to come down to where is that final point going to go. Is it going to go past Ikavasi, or is it going to go past Parks? And I think it's going to go past Ikavasi.
Wow.
It could go either way, but we know one thing. It's going to be close, and it's going to be historic. Will the Red Dragons take back the top spot, or will the Lakers make history? That's all from us. We'll be back at halftime of this one. Eddie McAlpine with Kelly C. and Nick Stetter, but up next, we've got our guys in the press box, Braden Peters and Logan Weingartner. They'll take you the rest of the way through this first half. Don't go anywhere because we have SUNYAC Championship Lacrosse right here on WTOP 10.
The Lakers are SUNYAC champions! For the first time in program history, a SUNYAC title is coming to Oswego!
It was pretty terrible. It's not something I really ever want to experience again if I can help it.
Last year's championship loss definitely took a toll, I think, on myself and the team.
Especially not even making it to the NCAA tournament, had these like high expectations. The fact that it just kind of like we fell short and just, it was tough. It was definitely tough.
May 3rd, 2025, it's ingrained in my head. Ended up victorious going to NCAAs. Our school hasn't done that.
It was surreal. I mean, this is one of the best moments of my life. Freshman year I came in, I didn't even know what SUNYACs and everything was.
I think a really high energy, intense, exciting back and forth battle is what we're going to walk into on Saturday. I mean, it's playoff season and it's anybody's day, and when you advance and lose, your whole season's over.
Keep reminding the players you have to take it one game at a time, and now we finally have gotten back to this championship game and we can't overthink anything.
Whether it's my last game or I have a couple more games after it, I'm putting everything on the line.
No matter which way it goes, it's just a privilege to play with those girls on this field.
They're ahead of the goalie, and they get it! Sports Center, da-da-da.
They want to compete. They want to win just as much as we do. We just have to play our game, and that's really why I think we're going to win.
Loops around the goal, and a shot, and that's a hat trick for Brooke Elizalde.
It's definitely a revenge game, and I think that we are proving everyone wrong.
Losing to Oswego in the offseason has really lit a fire under all of us.
My dad likes sitting in the king of the hill. Someone always wants to knock you down. Yes, there's going to be a target on your back, but I think any game you go into, there's going to be a target on your opponent.
Obviously, it's a revenge game. They want the win just as badly as we do. We want it more than
you could ever imagine. Cortland's going to come out. They're going to want it. So are we. We're going to want it more.
We are such a better team than what we have showed on Wednesday, and honestly, I just can't wait to come out and beat them and wear the shirt and get the trophy. I remember last year they had, the men's team there, and they heard them in the stands chirping a little bit. Can't lie, it definitely got to me.
I think, like you said, they're coming out for revenge.
If you guys could describe this game in one word, what would it be?
Honestly, revenge.
Well, it is round two between the Oswego State women's lacrosse team and Cortland Red Dragons. for the SUNYAC Championship. Hello, everyone. I am your play-by-play commentator, Braden Pierce, alongside with my color commentator, Logan Weingartner, here once again at Laker Turf Stadium. Logan, these two teams faced each other last season. We already talked about it before, thanks to the crew in the studio. 12-8 victory for Oswego State to win their first ever SUNYAC title in program history. These two teams battled it out earlier this year. Oswego coming out with a 12-11 win to end the regular season in Cortland. It should be a good game.
Yeah, thanks, Braden. Super excited to be here. You said Oswego winning that one before falling to Ithaca in the NCAA tournament. So Cortland coming onto Laker turf, looking for vengeance today. A beautiful Saturday. Should be a great one.
Yeah, and there's players on both sides that have been solid in the playoffs that we definitely need to look out for. Starting off with looking at Cortland's players. A couple of players to look out for that have actually switch it over. You can start off with Oswego here, Logan. There's a couple of players for the Lakers that have been dominant so far this season and also in the playoffs that could definitely make a huge impact.
Yeah, you said a couple players, but just dumbing it down to one. I'm going to have, of course, senior number 11, Alexis Hill. She has now played 7 tournament games after today. Up to this point, recorded 17 points on 14 goals and 3 assists. 2 years later, in her rookie year, she had a sole stat of 1 turnover against Oneonta in the SUNYAC semifinal. And now 2 years later, she has led Oswego to the SUNYAC final and has the 4th most goals against conference opponents in the entire SUNYAC. So it's really remarkable, and she's going to be a big X factor today.
Absolutely, as they're about to take the draw control and looking quickly at Cortland's stars. Look out for. We have Ashley Malillo, the attack junior, who has been dominant this season. 65 points to lead the team, as well with free position shots with 12. Leads with Carl's turnovers as well with 39, as Oswego has the draw. Then also looking at another player as well at the attack that has been super dominant for Cortland, Emma Dempsey, leading the team in shots with 88, is also second in goals with 45 this season. There's just so many weapons on this Cortland team that makes them super dynamic and not one-dimensional. As Kroos feeds it up towards the top of the key to Dix.
Yeah, great offensive game for Oswego so far. Good ball movement right now.
Good spin dodge on the shot, and it buries! Top left corner for guess who? Alexis Hill on the lefty shot. And the Lakers draw first blood not even a minute into the first quarter.
Yeah, you can't draw up an opening possession much better. I talked about her about 8 to 10 seconds ago, already making her mark. We saw her shifty footwork there with the spin move and then sniped it right past Parks. Like you said, Lakers drawing first blood. Hill had 4 goals in last year's SUNYAC championship and already won already making her mark.
Last time Hill faced Cortland, she scored 5 goals, and going into this into the game, she has a conference leading 89 points. Also leads the team in goals with 65, assists with 24. Almost every single category you could think of, Alexis Hill leads it for the Lakers. It's insane.
Yeah, and she really has elevated her game with each year. You can just look at the stats from her first playoff game to her one now. As you said, she leads the SUNYAC in goals. Just absolutely tremendous.
As another draw control victory from the Lakers, thanks to Hill, as the offense will get set up as it's Dix. Feed to the top of the key, that's over to Green. Aubrey Green has been having another monster year, 48 points in 17 games, 40 goals, which is second on the team. And also she's first in free position goals as well to look out for with 10 on the year. And a great turnover created from Cortland. That was read by Brittany McGuire. But Oswego gets the possession of the ball back with 52 seconds on the shot clock, so a lot of time still to work with.
Yeah, that's one thing Oswego's going to need to hone in on, being clean with the ball. They have the least amount of turnovers in the SUNYAC, so that'll be a big X factor in their success today.
And the Lakers cycling around as it's the top of the key over to Costello. Driving away, and we'll have to move out of the hole. That was Green, but the Lakers get the ball back. Kroos up top, now fires it over to Hill, goes to her right, now back to her left, draws the double team, goes in for the shot, and that is saved by Parks.
And a wonderful defensive possession right there. Cortland put 2 players on Hill, and she just had to throw a tough shot on net, saved right there by Parks. Some good defense outside of the first goal so far from Cortland.
Yeah, if you're Cortland, that's what you need to do. Be able to bring in those double teams against Hill. You know she is a one-man wrecking crew. As now the Lakers get the loose ground ball and now are pushing it upfield. Good work on the ground ball from Catherine Nash. And the Lakers will get the offense back set up again. But for Cortland, I mean, the big thing going in this game, you have to start off fast, and already struggling to get the ball out of their own zone. They haven't really seen anything offensively just yet, even though it's only been a few minutes into the first quarter. You have to be able to slow down Oswego to start if you want to be able to get the win. Shot coming in from Hill, and that is saved by Parks. Got a piece of it with her shoulder by the looks of it, but again, the Lakers get their ground ball, but it's loose. Still scraping for the ball. No one has possession of it yet, and the Lakers come away with it thanks to Dix. The freshman, who's also a dual sport athlete, is on the women's hockey team for the Lakers. Cassidy Kroos feeds it up top over to Green. Dix feeds it down low again to Hill. And she gets it to the top of the key. And great defense from Cortland as push came a little too much physicality from McGuire as she gets a green card. So
yeah, so far, Cortland matching up very well with Oswego. We keep seeing them bring 2 players to Hill, and then Hill is just forced to pass it out. So that'll be a recipe to success for Cortland today as they take a very loud Laker turf right now.
Lakers are now on their first woman up of the contest. As they're just cycling the ball. Green tries to cut to the hole. And G gets leveled on the hit. As that was Cox. Just came in and drilled right through her hips, but it'll still be Oswego possession as they all line up to take a free position shot.
Yeah, and another thing, this is a very physical and gritty Cortland team. They're going to want revenge again against Oswego.
And again, Green leads the team in free possession goals with 10. She goes in, and what a save from Parks! Up close, right like a book. And Oswego takes a player down. Looks like Cox got knocked down. So it will be Cortland possession. They tried clearing the ball earlier. They were unsuccessful. Compared to Oswego, they are a better clearing team going into this game. They have an 84.4% success rate on the clears, while for Oswego, it's only 82.5. So we'll see what the Lakers ride can do here. Because again, Cortland is still a woman down. Cox. And she gets what a spin dodge from Cox. Just, oh my goodness, just spun Noelle Smith out of her socks. And here comes the Red Dragons. As now their offense will get set up as Ashley Melillo fires it down low and gets it back up top again. This is a very dynamic Cortland team that has so many weapons they could rely on. As Jimenez brings it down low. And it is almost fed up top, but knocked down on the feed from Liesold. And now the Lakers come away with it. As that is Alexis Hill trying to move her way through 3 players. And she does it, a little too much physical contact going against Ken. And she draws the green card going against Bella Dubinsky. Yeah. Excellent work from Alexis Hill, just weaving her way through 3 defenders.
Yeah, and everything is going right for Oswego so far. Great defensive possession. Cortland seemingly didn't know what they wanted to do. They had circled the net a lot on that possession and ends up in the hands of Alexis Hill. And as you said, she draws the green card.
And now it's Wessels who takes it over the center field line, draws the double team from Cindy Eliesold, and also as well from Melillo. And great poke from Malillo. She just pickpockets Nash, and now they're going the other way with it. As Cortland's on the woman down, so the double team on Malillo, and she loses the ball, and now the Lakers go the way, and Malillo gets it right back. And now it's Brooke Elizold. And gets it to Havanez. Waiting for the rest of her teammates to kind of get set, and now gets it to Emma Dempsey. Dempsey at the top of the key, marked up by Dix. Goes back to her right. Now feeds it over to Havanez. Draws a double team, and now we're back to even strength. Good work from Cortland, not allowing Oswego to get going at all on offense, and now they're going the other way. As, again, that is Hill trying to push a transition, and she is double teamed, trying to just escape, and too much pressure, and lost the ball, and now it's Sydney Elizold. Taking it up the field, marked up defensively by Wessels. And now takes Wessels behind at X.
And Cortland had won the speed battle, it seemed, there off of the transition offense. They got into their zone, but Oswego quickly getting back, and that's what they excel at, excelling early on offense and defense. That's been the recipe of success in their current 11-game win streak. Might be 12 if they keep up at the same pace they've already established.
And that pass soars over the head of Dempsey, so it'll be a turnover against Cortland with 7:34 remaining in this first quarter of play. It's now pushing off the field with the ball. It is Nash, and she takes over the center field line. She's still going. A good defense. Oh, and the physicality from Weber. She just leveled her, and another green card going against Cortland. This third one so far in this first quarter. We said, going into this game, we all know that Cortland has to be physical to slow down Oswego, but a little too much physicality so far as Weber leads the team. Going in this game with fouls with 15, so now the Lakers will try and score their first woman-up goal of the game.
Yeah, it's about revenge today for Cortland, but still, you can't get too undisciplined, because now you lose a player in Oswego with the advantage now in their offensive zone.
Yeah, look, again, they lost last season in the SUNYAC championship here in Oswego, 12-8 to the Lakers. Looking for vengeance today. Not wanting to look like the Edmonton Oilers, who went to the Stanley Cup twice and lost both times to the Florida Panthers. Or you could also say Diego Lopez losing twice to Alexander Volkanovski for the welterweight belt. As a shot that goes in for Hill! Slicing and dicing her way through the defense, Alexis Hill buries down low on the woman up, and the Lakers extend their lead to 2.
That was absolutely incredible, and the tale of this game has been told by one player on offense so far, and that is Alexis Hill, striking early with 2 goals. Just amazing display of high IQ lacrosse right there, weaving through the defense, then striking it right past Parks. She has been the team's kryptonite through 3 games in the last 2 postseasons.
You have to take away the hold from Hill, because if you don't, you are not able to box her out and contain. She is just going to slip her way through with ease and great patience and bury any day of the week.
And second in the entire SUNYAC in goals this year with 65. And something to note, she's incredibly efficient, hits on 54.6% of her shots. And against conference opponents, she has 33 goals. So her game does not slow down, whether it be against Empire 8 teams or SUNYAC teams or any other conference teams.
Another successful draw control from Hill as that ball went straight to Green. And now Kroos feeds it up to Dix, the top of the key. Costello looking for some options to work with as they get a little pick set up thanks to Hill. Right now the one covering Hill is Lucy Roller, the sophomore. Roller only has 3 caused turnovers this one, so advantage goes to Hill on that matchup as now it's back up top. They were looking for Hill, and Hill has it, and she draws a triple team and too much physicality from the Lakers on their end. So now it'll be Cortland possession, but good work from the defense. I mean, they definitely, you can tell they respect Hill, the fact that they had to draw, that she drew basically a triple team on the slide.
Yeah, we're going to expect to see that maybe just about every offensive possession in this game. They're trying to contain Hill as much as they can. One of the keys to the game for Oswego is feeding it to Hill, of course, but Cortland doing a good job outside of those 2 goals, drawing the players to them and then putting it back on offense in their zone.
Brooke Elizold down low behind goal line, extending, gets it to Melillo. Now she feeds it up top, and now it's back to Melillo from Dubensky. Hill versus Melillo for the matchup. And great slide defensively from the Lakers. That came from Green. As Cortland still trying to find opening in the hole. Chance, the shot is just wide right, but backed up by Brooke Elizold.
Yeah, you mentioned Green. She's going to be a key defense player to watch all game. A sophomore, saw basically no action in last year's SUNYAC championship. She's been an incredibly key factor this year. 40 goals, 8 assists, 23 of those goals coming against conference opponents. And she has seen Cortland once this year, so they're going to be on her mind on defense.
Melillo drives her way through and draws the yellow card. Got knocked down. Too much physicality from the Lakers. And yeah, go back to Green. She also has been very efficient defensively, a great two-way player. 38 caused turnovers, which is second on the team. As a free position shot is coming up for Melillo. She already this season leads the team for the Red Dragons in free position shots. And also was tied for first in free position goals with 5. Melillo the shot, and she buries! Slips by Yakavisi. Ashley Melillo, the points leader for Cortland, cuts the lead in half to 1 with 3:35 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, a great turn of defense to strip it from Hill back into offense, and then the free possession attempt from Cortland. They've been strong in that all year. They are now 26 of 60 on free possession attempts, and they cut the deficit to just 1. Very physical battle, as you mentioned, so far in this game. And it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the first quarter shapes up here.
Absolutely, is going to take the draw control. Well, the draw is Rachel Rempe, the senior captain for Cortland. No affiliation or anything to New York Rangers forward Matt Rempe.
And both teams here this season are strong on faceoffs. We should mention both teams start their possessions well, with now a physical battle and Oswego coming out with it.
Another draw control again for Alexis Hill. She has been dominant at the faceoff circle so far today. As once again the Lakers get another possession. Draw controls, I mean, just like even in any sport, anything with faceoffs, they dictate especially how games goes outside just the ground balls. Going in this game, Oswego doesn't lead in that category compared to Cortland. Cortland had 245 draw controls going in today compared to Oswego State's 185. So already the Lakers doing a good job kind of changing things up a little bit by being able to really take advantage of the face-off circle and be able to generate more offensive opportunities.
Without a doubt, and you have so many players you can roll out after those face-off wins, and we see Green now spinning. She's just one of those threats. Cortland going to have to keep an eye on her today, along with many of the benefactors such as Hill, Vassilo, Dix, and several other of them.
Driving in, Crows in the shots high and just over the crossbar, but she took a little bit of a shove. And Dix, top of the key. Tries, fakes to her left, goes to her right. Good defensive work of Cortland from the part of, looks like the one who created the cause turnover on that for Cortland was Lexi Karen, the junior. She is a feisty defender, 19 cause turnovers, which is tied for third on the Red Dragons. Just did a great job playing the hips.
Yeah, she is one of the several individual defensive factors, as you said, in Cortland playing very strong right now. They're wrapping Oswego very well. I mentioned before they are manning up with Oswego very well, and we just saw it right there, just taking it right away from Dix, and now back on the offense. Their transition offense, too, has been something to note today.
And down goes, looks like Zemanek. One of the leaders of this defense for the Lakers, but it'll still be Cortland possession. Zemanek won Defensive Player of the Week back on April 20th for the SUNYAC as Dubinsky gets it to Brooke Elizold. Back to Dubinsky. Split dodges to her right. Fires a shot and he buries it! Bella Dubinsky finds the bottom left corner of the cage off the split dodge. 2 unanswered goals for Cortland to tie it up at 2 apiece with 1:04 remaining in the first quarter.
And Oswego defense simply just breaking down right there, allowing Dubinsky too much space in the box to move. And it's just kind of clogged right there in front of Akavisi. She just lets it go right past her. Now Cortland knots the game up right at 2. This is a very experienced, very high IQ Cortland team. No surprise. I think we both expected it was going to be a physical one here today.
100%, and now it's still Rempe going to be taking the draw for Cortland, but now it's Abigail Dix who's going to be going into the face-off circle for the Lakers. So either team will have at least one more attempt or run during this back end of the quarter to try and at least break the tie.
Yeah, back on April 22nd against Cortland. Still about 10 minutes to go in the first half. But Oswego with 6 first-half goals, 4 of them from Hill. But Cortland has gotten their numbers so far, allowing 2 to start off. But they have stepped up incredibly well, and they have decreased Oswego in how much they attack.
And the first draw control for Cortland today, thanks to Rempe. And now Dempsey has it. Dempsey waiting for the rest of the offensive midfielders to get on. As now with it is Dubinsky. She scored the second goal of the game for Cortland to tie it up. Feeds it down low as the Red Dragons are cycling around. Malillo gets it to Dempsey. She drives her way through and she scores! Dempsey gets right into the hole and finds the left corner once again. Emma Dempsey as Cortland 3 unanswered to take a 3-2 lead.
And Oswego's defense quickly breaking down. Dempsey using the space right there to get into the zone. Several good screens right there by Cortland. And then Dempsey taking the weak side of Akavisi. And Cortland now seemingly flipping the momentum here at Laker Turf. They have walked into it and taken a 3-2 lead. As you said, 3 unanswered goals. Very interesting flip of the momentum.
Yeah, definitely a big, I was just going to say, it's a momentum shift all right. And whoever was on Dempsey just looked like was slightly out of position, was just behind, tried to use her stick to slow Dempsey down, but that was not enough to be able to hold off Emma Dempsey, the senior. As another draw control for Cortland. As now we'll see if they're going to try and push her offense with 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Cox try to move her way around. Good defense from Oswego on the ride from Aubrey Green. By the looks of it, they're not going to be able to get a shot off. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Cortland up 3-2 against Oswego State for the SUNYAC Women's Championship. So that was for the overall. The Lakers had a good start to the game, getting those 2 goals. But man, it has been all Cortland in the back half. It just like that second goal just lit a fire under them and woke them up.
100%. Cortland got Oswego's number in both offense and defense. They're playing very well. Even the players who are off the ball, the players who are just utility pieces, they're doing very well just as a whole unit. Cortland working together super well. And And it's just a 3-2 sort of a low-scoring game compared to Oswego's earlier affairs. But still, Oswego Cortland, a very close one. I think this is what we all expected today, Braden.
100%. I mean, we're looking at the stats so far, being shots at goal, only 2 from Cortland, but they've all gone, well, 3 shots on goal technically. They have pretty much all gone in. They have been, again, super efficient so far getting shots on net. They're able to get the at least scoring opportunities and just taking advantage of them. But before anything else, we're going to set it down over to Mike Neckers.
Thanks, guys. I'm up here in the Oswego student section with Michael Manzi and Brendan Milberg. Fellas, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
We're doing amazing.
Awesome. Loving it.
Any message for the fans back at home watching?
What was that?
Any message for the fans watching from home?
Oh, go Lakers.
Go Lakers, baby.
Come on.
Back to you guys.
And that was Michael Manzi and Brandon Milberg, goalies for the Oswego men's hockey team, as we are moments away from the start of the second quarter. So just even the first quarter alone, what do both teams need to do what adjustments do they need to make going into the start of the second quarter of play?
Yeah, I think Oswego needs to slow down their attack. They are relying on Hill a ton in that first quarter. Not a bad thing, especially Hill is your star. We all know that. But she is getting double and triple teamed. I think you have to slow it down and maybe figure out someone else who can try to be your biggest benefactor, because it seems like the Red Dragons, they do have Hill's number so far.
Yeah, I was thinking going into this contest, pretty much the key for Cortland is to just shut down Hill. And a hit up high from the Lakers as that came from Zemanek. It was Zemanek. Too much physicality, but she'll be sent off for now a woman-up opportunity for Cortland, looking to try and tack onto their lead. Tamanez feeds it to Dempsey as they're going to cycle it around. It's their first one-up opportunity for Cortland.
Yeah, and for those Red Dragons so far, Braden, I think their biggest strength has been defense. 3 unanswered goals, but those are where the possessions start. Their transition game has been excellent within these last about 10 minutes, and they're trying to continue upon that today. Oswego, though, with good defense right now.
I'll be definitely curious to see later in this game if they'll be able to really get any fast break opportunities, because they have some athleticism and speed with their players. Malillo tries to drive in, but draws a double team on the slide from Green. Now Dempsey trying to cut her way through. Good defense from Green once again. Just harassing the ball carrier as now Havanez drives her way in, and a shot, and that's saved by Yakovisi. Her first save of the contest.
Yeah, great display of defense right there by Yakovisi, reading the offense very well. And back on the 22nd against Cortland in the 12-11 win, she had 8 saves. 42.1 save percentage. Her record on the year, 13-3. So after the 1-3 start from the Lakers, she has been very strong and hoping to continue that within this final conference game.
Now we got a green card going against Sydney Olizel. Just too much physicality on the slash, and now it's a woman up for the Lakers. Zemanek is back in, as obviously the woman down for Oswego State is over, and now it's Kroos. Kroos marked up defensively by McGuire. Fakes the pass, and now gets it over to Dix. Lakers trying to tie the game back up at 3. Costello feeds it over to Hill. Like, she's going to try to drive her way through. Back to Dix.
Some good screens so far from the Lakers. First Dix and then Hill, but they're not able to elude this defense.
And great slide from Cortland to avoid the scoring opportunity for Cassidy Kroos. And now we're back to even strength. Great defense so far defensively from Cortland. That was from By the looks of it, that was, again, Lexi Karen, who was all over Hill. And now Green feeds it down low to Hill. Karen draws a double team for Hill, and the chance, and a hit. Takes down Kroos as she, actually, that was not Kroos. That was Smith, who was open back door. So she'll line up for a free position shot going into this game. Hasn't converted on a free position shot yet. Has only had 2 this season. No goals. Looking for her first free position goal of the season. Smith decides not to take it and will just cycle the ball. As Dix fires and the bouncer's wide left. They'll be recovered, and a little bit of a hit going against Smith as she drilled Cox. And now she'll be taken off the field. It's going to be, couldn't see if it was a green card there, but it's going to be, regardless, a woman up opportunity for Cortland again. A lot of physicality from both sides so far.
Yeah, for the Red Dragons, just an amazing defensive possession right there. I don't think we can draw it out much better. Oswego could not break the man. They had the ball for a very long time there, and even on the free position attempt, Dix was not able to do anything with it. She had to draw back. She had to pass it out. Even then, still Cortland playing a very strong style of defense, so they have tuned up their game after the first 2 goals from Oswego.
So it is a green card. It is confirmed against Smith, so 1 minute woman up for the Red Dragons. As Dix is being taken out now.
Yeah, momentum has shifted all in favor of Cortland with Dix being taken out, and the Cortland bench is getting very loud, and so are their visiting fans. This one has shifted all to the visiting team, it seems, right now, Braden.
Yeah, so it's a green card. I don't know if it was just unsportsmanlike conduct or something that she said something. I didn't see her do anything specifically physically, so that's my best guess. But right now, it is a 2-woman advantage for Cortland, so they got a decent amount of time to work with, and they could generate some good scoring opportunities out of this.
Their positions have been very calculated and meticulous. I think that has been one of their biggest strengths as opposed to Oswego. They're not rushing what they want to make of these possessions.
And a feed inside, and the pass is just a little wide, but Malillo gets it. So now it's only a 1-woman up advantage as coming back onto the field for the Lakers. It's Smith. Sydney O'Leasold trying to look to feed to the middle, but feeds up high to Dempsey, just a little over her head. She's able to get the round ball back.
Yeah,
and now it's back to even strength. Brooke Leasold feeds it to Dempsey, trying to drive her way through. Almost slithers her way through the double team. And it's going to be a free position shot for Cortland, as it's going to be Dempsey taking it. But Dempsey is tied for first on the team with 5 free position goals. Drives in, and last second taken out of her stick on the stick check. I think she was trying to shoot that, but by the looks of it, it wasn't a feed, and the pass just goes a little high from Teachin. So a turnover for Cortland. Big defensive work from the Lakers. That was absolutely clutch on their defensive effort.
Yeah, and Cortland earlier had converted on one of those free position, I should say. But now Oswego adjusting their defense, and a really good overall display right there from Oswego. So far, this has been a battle of defense. Which team has the other team's number? They know each other very well. It's going to be a very intriguing one for these final 9 minutes in the first half.
So now a woman up again for the Lakers as Sydney O'Leasold once again goes off, this time for a green card for, by the looks of it, a slash. Now taking it over the center field line. That's Nash for the Lakers. And gets it over to Hill. We'll see if the Lakers will keep their plan of just trying to feed Hill and let her run the offense. Smith faces over to Kroos up top. Now it's off the key to Dix. Marked up by Karen. Now Hill Draws the slide, tries to feed over the middle. The shot from Green, and it buries! The skip pass to Aubrey Green, just hanging out toward back door of the net, and just buries it all alone over the head of Parks. And Oswego State has tied it up at 3 apiece with 8:16 remain in the second quarter.
Yeah, and Green has stepped up in a massive way in her sophomore year in the regular season, and it's no different for the postseason, recording her 5th career SUNYAC tournament goal. She had 2 goals in each of the SUNYAC semifinal games she had appeared in throughout these 2 postseasons. None in the final, but still, now Green stepping up in a big way, breaking down the Cortland defense right there in the hill. Started that possession right off with her speed and ended up in the stick of Green, just able to strike it right through and knot it all back up.
As Hill's back for the draw.
And these possessions have started well for Oswego, as we said. Also for Cortland, though, that's why they have 3 goals earlier coming unanswered. Both of these teams very well off the draw.
And the draw is won, and oh! Too much physicality. It's a green card going against Aubrey Green as she looks like hit the back of the head of McGuire. So it is going to be another woman up for Cortland. And also, speaking of Cortland, their men's lacrosse team right now is also playing up 6-3 in the SUNYAC championship against Oneonta with 10:44 remaining in the second quarter. Look at this come away with another win, and down goes. Looks by the looks of it, that was Chelsea Weber, who she was just trying to fend off 2 defenders for the Lakers. She will sub off.
The tensions are rising. This is a very physical game. We just saw players falling left and right. That's going to be one of the defining factors in this game. Who is more physical? Both teams very much so all season. That's why they have been so strong all year in the SUNYAC.
Discipline's also going to be key, though, as well. Savanez gets it over to Teachin. Cortland's second round. They're still trying to see if they could convert on their first woman-up opportunity. They haven't been able to do so far in this game. Malillo tried to drive her way to the hole, but feeds it back to Brooke Liesel. Now up high to... That's Dempsey. Dempsey goes to the top of the key. And looks like we are back to even strength, just like that. Dubinsky trying to drive her way through, but draws the slide. So now it's going to be a free position shot for Dubinsky.
Yeah, and Dubinsky, good move right there to get to the hip of her defender, then get to the net and draw the free position shot for her right now, for potentially a lead for Cortland yet again.
Only has 1 free position goal this season and decides not to take it. Malillo tries to feed it over the middle, and the ball is loose. Brooke Liesel will secure it for the Red Dragons. Now chase out in front. Scores! Sister to sister on that shot. Cindy Liesel pops out of nowhere and buries it top left corner as Cortland takes the lead 4-3 to break the tie.
And that's the connection you're going to have with your built-in best friend right there. You said it, the sisters. Brooke Elizalde coming off behind the net and just giving it to Sydney Elizalde, who just put it above the helmet of Akavisi. Back for the lead for Cortland right here. Just a great sense of team chemistry so far for these Red Dragons after falling early in the first quarter.
Yeah, it is. They have done a good job, especially defensively, just being able to really shut off Oswego's offense, and especially Alexis Hill, which the offense has been mostly running through. So we'll see again if Oswego State is going to make that adjustment of try at least get some more opportunities for other players to work with. I know they tried to a little bit with Green, also Kroos, but so far not much success outside of the 1 goal from Green.
Yeah, Kroos, you mentioned, has been a great player all season, but Cortland did a good scouting report on not just her, but the rest of the good factors on Oswego. They have matched up very well this entire game with them.
Karen marked up on Dix, and she knocks down the pass. Karen just pestering Dix, but Dix just escapes last second, and it gets the feed off, a little off target for Green. And it looks like it's an offside going against the Lakers. So now it is going to be Cortland possession.
And Oswego now in a dangerous zone. Cortland has done very well starting their possessions in the right way and playing very good team ball. It's not just one player, it's the whole team. They spread the wealth. They can use so many players. And so far, they've done a good job of breaking down Oswego's defense and ending those possessions with goals.
5:30 to go in this second quarter of play as Dempsey takes it, but draws a double team. As it's Ayla Snyder along with Smith is on her, but she just rolls out of that double team. Good work from the senior Ella Dempsey. And now she gets the feed back from McGuire and is forced to retreat. Good work from Alexis Hill to center herself in front of Dempsey and avoid a possible scoring opportunity for the Red Dragons.
Yeah, it's not just offense where Hill excels. We saw her slide down there from the midfield to take on the offense and force it out into a pass for Cortland to have to reset right here.
Teachin feeds it over to Dubinsky. Now down low to Brooke Elizold. So her sister, Sydney. Sanchez out front, the shot, and the bouncer goes in for Melillo. Ashley Melillo gets the bouncer just past the crossbar. Yakovici did not read that from the traffic in front, and it's a 2-goal lead for Cortland.
Yeah, seemingly Oswego has had a hard time containing Cortland when they come off of the backside of the net. Just right there, a quick shot. Very impressive one from Cortland. Hard to do that when the front of the net is clogged, especially on the bounce pass. But still, Akavisi just had a hard time tracking the ball, reading the defense, especially in front of the net where a player was behind her. And then 2-goal lead now from Cortland. Just an overall excellent showing from them.
Second goal of the day for Melillo. She already has 3 points as she has an assist as well in this contest. And also for Cortland, this is the largest lead they have had so far, as the draw control comes from Dix for the Lakers, as they're going to try and look to cut back into this lead.
Yeah, and Oswego, historically, at least this season, is very strong. 88 first-half goals during their current 11-game win streak. That is 73% of their overall first-half goals on the season. But we see Cortland being able to contain them very well. I mentioned it earlier, Oswego in their April 22nd game with Cortland, 6 first-half goals for them by Hill. But after those first 2 by Hill, Red Dragons have, I said it already, has gotten Hill's number. They have known what to do with her when it comes to containing number 11.
Bounce pass goes over to Smith, and she feeds it to Hill. Draws the double team and gets it to Kroos. Try to drive her way through, but another double team is drawn. Good slide on the defense for Cortland. That coming in for the slide was Emma Pagano. Dix feeds it up top to Green with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Green. She was looking for Hill, decides not to as she was locked up. Back to Green, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. She's going to drive in. And she is leveled. Too much physicality. And is the green card going to be pulled? It doesn't look like it, as Rempe just leveled her, just drove right through the hips.
Yeah, and Oswego faithful in the stands right now, not happy with the physicalness that Cortland is showing. We saw them be undisciplined early into the first quarter, and they are still keeping that same physical style of play down late in this first half.
So it's a free position shot for Green. She leads the team in free position goals again with 10 going into this game. Fires a shot, buries! You can count on her to be able to bury on those free position shots. Aubrey Green. Wait a minute, and they're saying it's a no goal. By the looks of it, I'm guessing is that she probably touched the crease as she was diving in. It was really tough to tell on that, but it is a no goal. Now going the other way. Shot berries for Cortland. Dubinsky. A sudden change of events. Second goal for Dubinsky. As Cortland, right off the bat on the fast break, up 6-3 with 2:40 remaining in the second quarter.
And Oswego celebrating after that green goal that was called no goal. Cortland quickly rushing back to their offensive end. Oswego having a hard time to adjust. And Cortland now widening the gap even more. Oswego starstruck after that offensive possession was called a no goal. And now Oswego facing a hole going into halftime with 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
As Hill will take the draw. Wow, you could just feel the momentum of the Red Dragons. They are soaring. They have just been pestering on defense, not allowing any openings in the hole. And their offense has just moved with such good pace and tempo. It's really been tough for Oswego to kind of keep up with them. And they have lost a lot of players just from ball watching.
Without a doubt, and in the pregame show, we talked about their matchup history back in the studio. First off, it was Cortland in the early years, shifted to Oswego once they won that SUNYAC championship last year. But now, seemingly in this game today, has shifted right back to Cortland. They are doing everything well after those first 2 goals by Oswego. They are not letting Oswego do much on offense. They are standing all 10 toes on defense. Just a great A1 showing right here by the Red Dragons.
Brooke Alizo takes the green card on that check. So now both sisters have taken green cards for the Red Dragons, and now we'll see if the Lakers will be able to try and dig themselves out of this hole. As Sane, looks like it was over and back, and Dempsey gets subbed off.
Yeah, now Oswego with another player on the field. Interesting to see how they handle these last 2 minutes. If they rush their attack or keep it slow, which they have done recently, has resulted in success when they do rush a slow attack right here, when they do bring out a slow attack. So it'll be interesting to see how they plan this.
Dix, top of the key, feeds it over to Green. Gets it down low to Hill, marked up by Cox. Size has to go, and they'll just cycle the ball around. Tries to feed over the middle. Lacrosse, good defense of Cortland. McGuire gets her stick in the passing lane to break up that pass. And now Cortland will get the clear going.
And McGuire has been an absolute X factor on defense all game. She's very active everywhere, just intercepting that pass from Oswego. I said it, but the Red Dragons certainly have Oswego's number so far in this game as we take a timeout.
Yeah, timeout that's going to be taken. Couldn't tell if it was, for a second, if it was Cortland, probably might have just from the, or honestly, I think it could have been, I think it's Oswego who took the timeout. But yeah, I mean, yes it is. So, but overall, yeah, it has just been all Cortland in this second quarter. I mean, compared to the first quarter, yes, they had the lead, but shots were in favor of the Lakers. They had all the draw controls that they were winning. And now in this second quarter, it is just completely changed. I mean, 5 shots already for Cortland compared to Oswego State's 3. 4 shots at goal for the Red Dragons compared to the 1 for the Lakers. They have just, Cortland has just been consistent. I mean, it took them a little bit to get going in the first quarter, but after getting those 2 goals, they have just been on a rhythm, and that they just has not been broken at all by the Lakers.
Yeah, I think they are outpacing Oswego very well. You said it. They didn't have much momentum early on with Oswego scoring 2 right there with Hill. But after that, they just fixed everything up, really, and they just adjusted a lot of things. And now They are at 6 goals. 1 minute to go. They have put Oswego in a hole. I think Oswego coming into the second half, they just need to regroup, especially off that called-off goal from Green, where Oswego, again, just got outrushed there. Cortland rushing down the field. Oswego having a hard time to adjust and ended not ideal for Oswego right there.
I think part of it also was you saw Oswego was celebrating. They were confused, and they were trying to get back, and it was like they were trying to collect themselves, but Cortland knew, like, hey, the defense still isn't getting set yet. Let's push the fast break, and that was what I was talking about. They have the athleticism to be able to push those fast break, fast transitions, and they finally were able to do that. We haven't seen much of it in the beginning portion of this game, but they were able to, and they were able to capitalize for the Bella Dubinsky goal. It was her second of the game. And speaking of which, Dubinsky will start off with the ball for Cortland. And she is double-teamed, trying to escape. Great cause, turnover by Hill. And Hill is going to be sent off. Too much physicality, try to reach over the head, and she has got a green card. Almost a good cause turnover from Hill, but it'll be a woman down situation once again for the Lakers.
Yeah, and Oswego strong on that, and so far they've only allowed 12 goals when they are a woman down. So Oswego, again, very strong with just 1 minute to go, so they can't afford a miscue going into the second half.
Yeah, just under 90 seconds in this first half. As trying to weave her way through was Pagano and gets over to Dubinsky. And gets it over the center field line on the feed to Karen. Cortland trying to see if they can tack on another goal to their lead to give them a 4-goal advantage going into halftime. Now Dempsey has it, top of the key over to Dubinsky. She is flirting with the hat trick so far. And now it's Havanez.
And Cortland just spreading the ball out really well, not just on this offensive possession, but on all the ones that have resulted in scores. They use multiple players, sometimes to fake out and use a screen, and then just get into the zone and convert.
Nice slide from the Lakers. A chance for it out front. Nice save from Iacovisi on the shot from Sydney Elizold. And now her sister Brooke is trying to secure the ground ball, but it'll be going the other way as Lakers will have possession. 19 seconds to go. Let's see if they'll be able to get a shot off. A good ride from Cortland so far.
And Iacovisi facing a lot of action in this first half. That'll be her third save of the game with 5 seconds to go. Just Oswego going to have to regroup within this break and come out strong in the second half, which they have done this season, Braden. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do coming into that.
It was all Cortland in this SUNYAC championship rematch, 6-3 at halftime in favor of Cortland. Like I said, they have basically the turning point was after that first goal that they managed to get to cut the lead back to 1. They just kind of figured things out almost from that goal. They pretty much figured out, okay, we know how to slow down Oswego. We just take pretty much Hill out of the game and cycle the ball around. I mean, Cortland will make some dangerous. They have so many weapons that they could rely on, not just Melillo overall. But before anything else, we're going to send it over down to Mike Neckers on the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Cortland leading 6-3 here at Laker Turf. Over on the men's side of the SUNYAC tournament, Cortland leading as well, 7-3 over the Oneonta Red Dragons. Stefan Swedlin leading the way with Cortland for 4 goals. That's all for me. Braden, Logan, back up top to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And, yeah, just, look at the total stats before we get into the break. 10 shots from Cortland, 9 for Oswego State. Shots on goal also in favor of Cortland, 7-5. Draw control still in favor of the Lakers, 7-3. But also the other thing too that really dictates the game, I've seen a lot of lacrosse coaches talk about it, is ground balls. Cortland in favor of that, 7-5. But before anything else, we're gonna take a quick break, and when you come back, we'll send it back to the studio for they'll have more for halftime here on WTOP 10.
better watch out.
You got swat you like a bug.
Showing out for the SUNYAC championship game between the Oswego Lakers and the Cortland Red Dragons. That looked like the Oswego men's hockey team out there supporting their Lakers teammates out there. Welcome back into the Al Roker studio. Eddie McAlpine with Kelly C. and Nick Stetter for your halftime report right here on WTOP 10. Let's get right into it. We've got a 6-3 score at the half, Nick. We're going to break down some goals. Lakers strike first and strike early, and to nobody's surprise, it was Alexis Hill. Nick, what did you see out there?
Yep, as I said before, best player in the SUNYAC, and she's showing it this game so far. I mean, both of these goals were really solo goals. A spin move into that shot, top left. You can't do it better than Alexis Hill, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing is, I think they're relying on her too much. I mean, as I said before that we started the show, they are 5th in the SUNYAC in assists, 87. That's very low numbers for a team that's the #1 seed in the SUNYAC. So Hill, great start, but this entire team's got to start moving.
Yeah, Hill picking up her 6th goal of the postseason and then followed suit just 8 minutes later on the man up. She strikes again for her 7th. Nick, break that one down as well.
Once again, beautiful by Hill. It's the same exact thing, this solo goal. She's so strong by herself. She can work off people and just beautifully getting into her spot every time. She plants that foot every time she's about to take that shot, and she's so quick. Her release is so strong. She's a great player, but as I said, we need to see the rest of this team get going. It's not just the Hill show. You got more than one player on that field, and they really got to show that.
Absolutely. Hill got the Lakers up 2-0. She now has 7 goals in 2 postseason games, but the Red Dragons didn't take long to respond. Kelly, what did you see out there, starting with Ashley Melillo?
Ashley Melillo, 2 minutes after Hill scored her 2nd goal of the game, had a retaliation shot on the free position goal. It was a hat trick. She had a hat trick on Wednesday, and that's her 4th goal of the postseason today, and kind of gets the ball rolling for Cortland to be scoring. Then, only 3 minutes after that, Bella Dubinsky ties up the game at 2 with a minute left in the quarter and beats her defender out on the right side and just puts it past Ikebasi. It is her 1st goal of the postseason. That's an incredible stat for her. I'm sure she's feeling great.
Yeah.
Then, 24 seconds left in the first quarter of this game is Emma Dempsey off of a beautiful feed from behind the net. She has great ball movement and sets up Dempsey in the middle, then cuts past 2 defenders and slots the ball into the back of the net to give Cortland the 3-2 lead going into that 2nd quarter.
Yeah, Lakers with the first 2, but the Red Dragons add 3 of their own to take the lead after the first. Now going into the 2nd with the 1-goal lead, the Lakers needed to retaliate, and they did, Nick. It was Aubrey Green. To nobody's surprise, another great piece of this Lakers offense. What did you see from Green in that 2nd quarter there?
Yeah, guys, and it's going to sound like I'm calling basketball here right now, but I mean, she made a basketball-esque play. It was an amazing play. Hill's at the top of the key looking for something. She finds Aubrey Green, right place, right time, pumps once, kind of gets the defender looking, and just slots it home. Green, she has been absolutely stellar at the end of the season. The fact that she's just a sophomore is ridiculous in itself, and she is scoring goals after goals after goals. What a play by Green there.
Yeah, the sophomore showing the status of an upperclassman out there on the field, but this game was tied for only 2 minutes, Kelly, at 3 apiece. Then it was Sydney Elizalde, who we saw pregame. She tied it up here for the Red Dragons. You saw it. Let's see it.
It's like the Dragons have the 3 heads. It's you cut one off and 3 more appear. So we have the goal at 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Brooke Elizalde has the ball behind, finds Sydney right behind the net, connects the pass to her sister, and Sydney puts it in right over the right shoulder to give Cortland the lead once again. Then, only a couple minutes later, Ashley Melillo puts the ball behind the net as she wraps around and just takes it for herself. Then, right after that, Ella Dubinsky at 2 minutes and 56 seconds takes the free position miss, then takes it all the way down to the other end of the field and just sinks one right behind Ikebasi.
Yeah, the Red Dragons finding scoring in streaks as they scored 3 consecutive in the first quarter, another 3 consecutive in the second. Lakers have been striking first, but the Red Dragons have found a response. Nick, a big key to that response has been physicality, both teams showing it out there on the field. What are you seeing from both sides?
I mean, Cortland, first of all, I want to mention Cortland because this might be the most physical team I've seen all season that Oswego have played. I mean, they're strong. They're absolutely brutal on the Oswego Lakers. I mean, one of the players got a green card, straight up cross check, and that gets in the Oswego Lakers' heads. You want to get in their heads. You want them to be scared of you because you want to be that dominating force that the Lakers have to play. Cortland has been so physical, and that's the reason they are up 6-3 right now. It's been a phenomenal game for Cortland. They're just in their heads. They're all over the place and playing beautifully on this field right now.
Yeah, we've been preaching the theme of a revenge game all afternoon, but with that physicality comes the penalties, Kelly. There's been quite a few on both sides here through one half of the game. Talk about it.
Yeah, so actually both of these teams are tied at 7 penalties, and it has all been green cards, which is about a minute penalty for each player that gets a green card. And from there, that is a man-up opportunity for both of these teams. It truly has been the deciding factor of how aggressive are these teams going to be. They've had a lot of those penalty shots. They've had a lot of those moments of aggression, and then it would turn to be a green card on one of those players. Some of the noteworthy ones being Bella Dubinsky. Alexis Hill got one at the right end of the halftime. And from there, it's just been a really, really aggressive game from both of these teams. And I think that's what we're going to see going forward.
Yeah, Nick, that physicality, as you mentioned, almost like a basketball game. These two teams were rivals in the basketball season as well. So how do you see the physicality escalating as we head into the second half of play here?
And I mean, Cortland and Oswego, you look at any sport really, these two teams are usually at the top of the SUNYAC, and they do not like each other one bit. And if we see this going into this game, I think Oswego need to get a little stronger. They need to put their foot down. They need to show them that they're not here to just kind of fall over every time and try to get a free possession goal. They need to put their foot in the ground. They need to move the ball, too. The ball movement hasn't been there. They usually play out of the back really well. They make great cycles around, and Cortland have just been able to stop
Nick,
them.
we'll talk much more about it post-game. We could talk all afternoon, but we'll be back after the game here. We're going to send things back to our commentators, Braden Peters and Logan Weingartner. Keep it here in WTOP 10.
And we're back at Laker Turf Stadium for the start of the third quarter of action. Cortland has the lead for the SUNYAC championship against Oswego State 6-3. As we're about to take the draw quickly, Logan, what are the keys for both teams going into the start of the second half? Like, what adjustments need to be made for one of these teams to walk away with the SUNYAC championship?
Yeah, for Cortland, I don't think it's an adjustment. I just think they need to keep playing the same team ball that they have. They have 3 assists on 6 goals. Oswego has just 1, but Cortland can roll out so many depth pieces that they have used to their advantage so far this game. That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, 6-3. But as for Oswego, I do think they need to tighten up a little on defense. Some players have been caught ball watching, have faltered on navigating screens. And again, that's why Cortland is in the driver's seat, because Oswego has not been in all 10 toes at some points on defense.
Dubinsky flirting with the hat trick, but yeah, you're talking about that depth. I mean, they have Cortland 6 players over 30 points. What a move by Dubinsky. Feeding inside for Elizold, and she gets knocked down as good double team from the Lakers, and more bodies are falling down as everyone's battling for the ground ball. And the Lakers come away with it. And now they'll try and see, and down goes Zemanek. It'll still be Lakers possession, a little too much physicality on the part of Rudy McGuire.
And we saw it in the first half, a ton of physicality. You said the word, Braden, physicality. I don't think it's going to falter in the second half. If anything, you can expect it to increase. Both of these teams trying to find who wants it more than the other team. Cortland coming into this one with urgency after losing last year's SUNYAC title game. So expect a very heated final about 18 minutes of play.
Yeah, they lost here at this exact turf, 12-8. Looking for some revenge against Oswego State to try and get their payback by winning the SUNYAC championship here on the road. As Dubinsky stays on her left and now feeds it down low to Malillo. And the last time these two teams faced also was during the last regular season game for the Lakers, as now Dempsey drives in and will feed it down low, but that game was back on April 22nd. Oswego State won at Cortland 12-11. Shot from Teachin out in front, hits the crossbar. and just rolls out of play.
Yeah, and something in the April 22nd game against Cortland I want to know is Oswego had an 11-6 lead heading into that fourth quarter. They let up a few goals. They scored another one. They won 12-11, did let up a few goals. So that's where it plays into the fact that they sometimes falter within the second half, and especially playing from behind right now, down by 3. They cannot let that happen. They need to tighten up, I think, in a lot of areas to find success.
That was a close opportunity from Caitlin Teachin, the sophomore, also the younger sister of former Brockport defender for the women's lacrosse team, Devin Teachin. Cortland still cycling the ball around, 20 seconds on the shot clock. As Cynthia Liesel gets it to Malillo, tries to drive her way through, and she takes a hit up high, and she is on the ground. That was dangerous from Oswego as she gets back up right away.
Yeah, it seemed that she got a little bit of leveled there in front of the net. Thankfully able to get up, very crucial part of this team as Cortland tries to resume their attack. But as we said, an incredibly physical game. Just 4 minutes so far about into the second half.
So it's going to be a man down once again for Oswego. A woman down. As Dominique Brown will be taken off, but also a free position shot for Malillo. And she does not take the shot, so Cortland will get their offense set up for another woman-up opportunity. Now it's Dempsey up top.
And Cortland strong on the woman up this season. They have 28 goals they convert on majority of their opportunities. But so far on it, Oswego has done very well on defense with manning up. Hill is one of the X factors. She has been sliding very well into her man.
Yeah, we haven't seen her really get out of position on her slide. She just times them super well. And the chance out in front for a little, but stuffed by Yakavisi right in front of the crease. Clutch save from the senior goalie from Rome Free Academy.
And we saw it in crunch time in that first half. She made an amazing save when Cortland was in front of the net, threatening to get that goal. Akavisi, though, fending it off. And the same exact thing right here. Cortland fielding a long offensive possession, but Akavisi not being phased, able to fend that one off as she hopes to bring life back to this Oswego team on home turf.
The Lakers looking to try and cut into this lead, down 6-3 for just tuning in. It was Oswego State initially at first going up 2-0 in the first quarter. Then Cortland managed to take the lead with 3 unanswered goals. Oswego tied it, but 3 straight goals in the second quarter for the Red Dragons to allow them. And what a turnover created by Malillo, just pickpocketed Nash. And now Cortland's going the other way. And transition as Dubinsky, and she loses it as that was Green, and now the ball is still loose again, but Malillo gets it back, and the ball is loose once again as Green goes down, and Malillo goes down, so the ball rolls out of play, and let's see who's going to get possession.
That was a great double team right there by Green and Zemenak, able to get the ball away from Cortland. And even before that, Oswego did a good job. Cortland not able to cleanly corral the ball. And now Oswego trying to get something going yet again.
As Green, he'll take it and gets the feed over to Costello. So now Oswego's offense will get set up. So far in the contest for Trinity Parks, hasn't had to face a significant number of shots, only faced 6 so far, is right now a 50 save percentage with 3 saves out of the 6 shots. As now, oh, what a move from Hill to try and get open, but nothing doing as Green was looking for her, but good defensive work from Cortland.
Yeah, and Hill, one of the more shifty players I've seen throughout the SUNYAC. That's where she gets a lot of her goals, off of those spin moves and just those nifty moves. But Cortland reading it exceptionally well.
And good defense once again from Cortland. Earlier, Green tried to draw an ISO, but Lucy Roller knocks the pass down, and now the Red Dragons will go the other way. As what a move from Chelsea Weber. And she's trying to weave her way through and lose the ball, and now the Lakers try to get it back. And it's going to be Lakers possession as Weber was just trying to use her large frame just to be able to push her way through the defense, but nothing doing, and now the Lakers have possession as they're, again, still looking to try and cut back into this lead. So far, no goals scored for either teams in this third quarter.
Yeah, compared to past games between these two teams, been much more of a defensive affair. Braden, you said it. Definitely into this second half so far. No goals for either teams. Both teams rushing a very slow attack so far. They are reading each other very well. Defense has been the name of the game.
And Dix recovers the turnover that she lost, and good work just to cradle her way through some of the contact defensively that came from Pagano. Castell gets the Kroos. Haven't seen much offensively from Kroos and being able to get many scoring opportunities so far in this one, as now Green bounce back, drawing an ISO. She uses her speed to drive in. She's got a chance. Saved by Parks. And now it'll be taken by Cummings.
Yeah, and Green will lead a little more juice on her next shot. Just textbook save right there for Parks. A little bit of a lob from Green.
And Teachin, actually that was not Teachin, that was Karen that goes down. And Oswego automatically lose the ball, and going the other way with it is Pagano. And Pagano gets the feed off to Rachel Rempe. As now Cortland's pushing in transition. They have a numbers advantage, but they'll slow things down. As Melilla already has a couple goals to her name. She's even looking for a hat trick too, both her and Dubinsky.
Yeah, the fact that two players are looking for a hat trick right now with 2 goals emphasizes how well Cortland has done with spreading the wealth. We see it right now, 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. They are passing the ball very well, trying to elude Oswego at any chance they get.
There's Teachin. Goes to her right. And she hits a double back, and now Dempsey has it. Dempsey trying to drive her way in, decides not to, and will just feed it off over to Dubinsky. She goes to her right. Now to Brooke Elizold, who's trying to get the skip pass all the way up to Dempsey. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Dempsey feeds it down low to Melillo. Now Brooke Elizold try to use her frame to get through. Now Dubinsky draws Aubrey Green. Now goes to her left, back to her right, trying to move her way through with 5 seconds, and that pass. They're going to say it is a shot, but it is going to be a shot clock violation. So Oswego possession now. Good work from their defense. Definitely one of the better defensive showing so far in this contest from them. As the Lakers will try and get the clear going, as it's Sydney Ham taking it for the Lakers. Looking upfield, was trying to maybe look for Zemanek. And good work from Melilla once again to strip Ham of the ball. And now the ground ball's loose, but the Lakers get it right back. As it's Nash trying to take it up the field herself, and she does. Nash, look at the speed from her, just taking it all the way up. Good work from Nash, just basically turning things in the second gear to get the ball over the center field line for a successful clear for the Lakers.
Yeah, Nash, you said it with some great quickness right there in the offensive end, but she felt the pressure of Cortland, forced to pass it behind the net, and now Oswego again forced to reset, down by 3. Intriguing to see what they do. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. You think they need some late game urgency?
100% as Green gets the pick. Now he's going to try and drive her way in, but good work defensively on the part of Chelsea Weber to get around the pick, so the Lakers will cycle the ball around. Snyder feeds it over the middle. Crows, and the shot's just wide left, but she gets knocked down. But they're going to say it's good, so no call, and Cortland will go the other way with it as they were able to back that shot up, and now they have a numbers advantage. as Dempsey moving her way through the shot and could not get through, and down goes Nash, so it'll be Lakers ball.
Yeah, Justin, as you said, an excellent showing of defense right there from the Lakers. Green tried to put on 2 moves. She had a nice spin move right there, but again, a great slide by multiple Cortland players to stop the momentum. Then we saw Kroos trying to get the ball through the net, start some momentum, but she is denied. Cortland is playing incredibly well on all ends of the ball right now.
Yeah, you can tell Oswego's defense has definitely tightened up, and now here comes Hill. She can take over a game with ease. Takes the shot and draws the double team on the slide. So good for Dix. Lakers must need a goal here, generate momentum. As a shot from Kroos is wide. They'll be backed up thanks to Ayla Snyder. Snyder feeds it over to X. And now up top to Hill. She has it. Looking for a shot. And is just being triple teamed and loses it. Good work by Cortland just to basically pin her into a certain area. They just had her surrounded. And now Cortland trying to push in transition. It's just been all defense from both sides. Again, no goal scored for either team in this quarter alone. As Ashley Malillo has possession, waiting for the rest of the offense to get set up.
Yeah, and back on that Laker possession, it seemed like Hill was about to launch one on net. She has sort of brought her stick back, but the Red Dragons did an amazing job of recognizing that and then surrounding her, playing the physical game to get the ball out of her stick. And now everything has been looking up for them, and it will continue that way for the remainder of this possession, it seems.
Teachin goes from her left to her right. Now in front for Dubinsky for the hat-trick, and she gets it! A hattie for Bella Dubinsky, goes low to low to be Yakovisi. And Cortland gets the first goal of the third quarter as they extend their lead to 7-3 with 1:53 remaining.
And the bench has erupted as Dembinski is the hero. I talked about the great defensive possession to strip the ball from Hill, and then Cortland turning that straight into offense, and Dembinski has one of the more faster shots in the SUNYAC, able to get it right past Akavisi. A physical game, a physical play style from Cortland ends all in glory for them as they take a 4-goal lead right here.
Yeah, it's a good day so far for Cortland Lacrosse. Not only the women's team is winning in the SUNYAC championship, the men's team is right now with 7:51 remaining in the third quarter. Cortland men's lacrosse is beating Oneonta 10-4 right now, so a good 6-goal cushion for them.
Yeah, if they keep this same pace, might be 2 trophies brought back to the Red Dragon layer today. Again, a 4-goal lead for the women's team. They are really flipping the script from the last 2 games between these two teams. Oswego had scored 12 in each of them, as we've been talking about. But Cortland, again, really doing a good job of flipping the momentum and getting back on their feet, finding their footing on offense today.
They've just basically made Oswego's offense super one-dimensional. You can tell they're trying to obviously get Cassidy Kroos more involved, Audrey Green, but the defense has just done a good job knowing that even though they're impactful players, they're still looking for Alexis Hill to pretty much take things over offensively, but they have just closed her off so nicely, especially for the defense from Karen. Lexi Karen has just stayed on Hill like glue in this entire game. It's now Dubinsky. She already has a hat trick in this one. As the ball speed cycle around, now Dempsey trying to cut her way through. She gets a chance and she buries! Make that 2 goals for Dempsey as Cortland is just going nuts. Both the fans and the players as the Red Dragons are soaring right now. 8-3 with just under a minute to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, and the Lakers there sort of caught ball watching Red Dragons, easily able to get in the offensive end and just find prosperity yet again. Barely even a minute later after they struck for their 7th goal of the game, and things are looking up. All Cortland, 5 goals, hard to come back from in lacrosse in the span of about 16 minutes. in this game left to go. So just an amazing performance. We've been saying it all game from these Cortland Red Dragons. You touched on it too. They are containing Alexis Hill very well. This is the 6th time she has seen this Cortland team since entering the SUNYAC. She had 4 goals in the championship last year, 5 goals in the April 22nd game this year, but just 2 in the first quarter, and she's been shut down since.
Yeah, they made some great adjustments. But also the other thing, too, yes, 5 goals is not always easy to come back from. As the saying goes, lacrosse is a game of runs. As Aubrey Green takes the feed with under 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Green takes it all the way just behind goal line extended. She's being marked up by Rempe. Slowing things down. It is a much needed goal for Oswego. They need one here to be able to steal some momentum back. 13 seconds left to go. As Green's still just sitting in the corner. I don't know if they're doing it for a last second attempt. 6 seconds to go, and they're probably just going to let the clock run out. And that will be it for the third quarter as the Lakers are down 8-3 with 1 more quarter remaining in this SUNYAC championship for women's lacrosse. Taking a look at quick look at the stats so far. Overall shots still in favor of Cortland for this game, 16-12, and same as shot on goals, 10-6. And then also ground balls again. Ground balls dictate really how a game goes. Cortland leading that category 11-8. And they're catching up in draw controls. Only 1 behind Oswego State with 7-6 in that. But we're going to toss it to a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We have 1 more quarter left to decide who will win the SUNYAC Championship for women's lacrosse here on WTOP 10.
We had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch. Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises and tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP 10. Go home, that's 3 hours from now. Maybe that's the best thing you can do.
But after he gets possessed,
his show becomes a smash hit.
Now he's got the greenest show on WTOP 10.
A lot of green going on tonight.
We'll be holding on forever.
Don't miss the limited run of
those great people being
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
And we are back as the start of the fourth quarter. The Lakers are down 8-3 against Cortland for the SUNYAC championship. As Aubrey Green has possession, and looks like she's going to get a free possession shot here.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting final quarter. Oswego, this could be the fire that they need to be lit under them. They are very efficient on these free position shots this season.
Much needed goal for the Lakers. Aubrey Green already almost scored once. That was called back. See if she can get one here. And she fires, but that's saved by Parks. Good work from the junior, as now they'll try and get the clear going, but an aggressive ride coming from the Lakers, as now Karen's going to try to take it over the center field line. And she just gets the feed over. Good work, and now Cortland's offense will get set up.
Yeah, and Parks has been stellar this game. So has the whole team defense. Parks with 5 saves within this game, just denying a free shot from Oswego.
Numbers advantage as Malil goes in, trying to get a hat trick. She gets it, but saved by Yakavisi. Right the whole way. Clutch from the senior goaltender to try and keep this game alive for the Lakers. As Green tried to get over the center field line, she did, but lost the ball, but recovered. And it was turned over by Karen. Actually, Yakavisi wasn't the one who made the save, as they had a goalie change. I didn't even notice it initially, as instead of Yakavisi coming in, that was Sophia Diaz, the freshman, coming in. Only has played in 10 games this year, 15 saves going into this game with 9 goals allowed for a 62.5 save percentage, 2.72 goals allowed against average. So maybe the Lakers are looking to try and change things up, at least knowing that I'm sure with Yakavisi, she was probably a little rattled, especially with the way things were going on the defensive end. And so not a bad idea to switch goalies, but it's definitely some pressure on Diaz, especially going in as a freshman goalie, having to be put in a situation where the championship is on the line.
Yeah, you said it. Lakers opting to go with sort of younger talent this game, as she tries to read the hard and aggressive Cortland offense right here.
As now it's Teachin. Feeds down low to Dempsey. She's flirting with a hat trick as well. And a check. Oh, too much aggressiveness from Hill. And it's going to be a free position shot for Dempsey, looking for a hat trick. This is a huge moment for both sides. Dempsey going to drive her way in, but she loses the ball. Great work on the slide from the Lakers as they eliminate that scoring opportunity. And now Dix has it. And she's going to try and carry it over the center field line. She does, and now the Lakers are going to try and push in transition. But they'll settle it down as Costello will get a good work from McGuire to get right basically up in her grill to slow things down. So the Lakers now have a much deeper possession, but they need to be able to score here to at least get some momentum back as Kroos draws a double team and feeds it over to Green. Goes to her left. Aubrey Green fires a shot, buries the top right corner. Second goal of the game for Aubrey Green, as the scoring streak for Cortland is snapped as the Lakers cut the lead in half to 4 with 11:03 to go in this final quarter of action.
And head coach Britt Howard has mentioned this team as gritty little sharks, and they're putting that on display within this fourth quarter, not letting their foot off the gas pedal, not sitting complacent and letting Cortland tack more goals on. They get back on the board after a long scoring drought and cut the deficit to just 4. Green, just a sophomore, has taken on a much more expansive role in her second year with the team and has absolutely thrived in it. She is made for the SUNYAC playoffs.
100% to break that 5-goal streak for Cortland that went unanswered until now. As Hill's taking the draw once again for Oswego State. And it'll be, we're going to say it's going to be a holding call going against Cortland by the looks of it. Actually, we'll see. No, they were just subbing off. So, okay, holding call going against Oswego, as it's going to be Karen taking it, and she's going to be double teamed, and now she just feeds it back. And the clear is successful once again as Rempe takes over for the Red Dragons.
And that's in another area this entire season where Cortland has done really well with the clearing. Not just this season, but more importantly, this entire game where it has been pivotal to their success.
Yeah, they're 11 of 14 on clears. Very efficient so far compared to Oswego State's 8 of 13 on the clears. Top of the key over to Teachin. Cortland's getting the offense set up, and backdoor over to, that's one of the sisters, Brooke Liesold. Chance out in front. Shot! And that is saved! What a clutch save from the freshman and Diaz, as Dubinsky was looking for her 4th goal, but Sophia Diaz stays tall and takes away the shot that was going through the 5-hole. And down goes Wessels as she was pushed down. So it will still be Lakers' possession.
And Diaz remaining composed right there. The ball had almost crossed the line, but she made a diving save, embodying one of the 3 C's that head coach Howard mentions, which is composure. She's able to stop that one and stop any further momentum right there from Cortland.
And looks like there's going to be a green card by the looks of it, as one of Oswego's players is getting sent over. So now it's going to be a woman up once again for Cortland, as Masson Wood got it. I don't know if she had some words or was offsides. It was tough to tell on that. It was not a non-contact situation, but that was a huge shot in the foot for the Lakers, as Cortland now has some time to work with. Try and see if they can get a goal back against the Lakers, as they're only up now 8-4.
Yeah, for Cortland here, they can really take their time and settle down with these offensive possessions. They are up by 4. Can't be too complacent, but still, again, they are up by 4. They don't need to rush anything because it can result in turnovers. And again, ideal chances for Oswego.
Yeah, just chew the clock up a little bit if you can, but still operate at a decent pace. We're still going to try and get scoring chances at Dempsey. Good fake, goes up for the shot, and she buries for the hat trick. Cortland gets one right back as Dempsey just gets under the stick of Diaz on the sidearm right-handed shot. And Cortland goes up 9-4.
Flawless footwork, 2 words that Dempsey used right there to get to the net and snipe it past the freshman Diaz. Cortland extending their lead even more, and Oswego just losing the speed battle, especially right there as Cortland moved into the offensive end. There were a few lapses on defense, and you can't have that when down by this much, and it just got even larger of a deficit for Oswego.
That was a goal they could not let up, but now with under 9 minutes to go, the Lakers will have to try and come back from a 5-goal deficit. Not saying it's impossible, but it is tough, especially with the way this Cortland defense has been playing.
Without a doubt, they are very aggressive. They have come into Laker turf. We keep saying it, but revenge, revenge, revenge is what they want. That's on their minds, and they've executed their plan to this point.
And especially also the fact that pretty much they're going to this game on the road. They didn't get the first seed, especially because they also lost at home to Oswego 12-1 back on April 22nd to allow the Lakers to secure the first seed. So I'm sure that's also on their minds as well, saying, you know what? You beat us on our home turf. We'll do the same to you guys as well.
Yeah, they are 4-1 on the road this season, so track record says they are strong, can extend it to 5-1 if they win here. So 7-3 at home, so they are strong on both ends, both at home and on the road.
And a timeout is called by the Lakers, as they're going to try and settle things down. But yeah, the only loss they had on the road was the number 23 ranked St. John Fisher, where they lost on March 24th, 11-4. And Fisher has been consistently one of the better programs for lacrosse in general. So taking a loss to them kind of stinks, but it's St. John Fisher. What do you expect? But I mean, Cortland has been just so dominant on the road. Like you said, 4-1 record.
Yeah, and since 2021, they have 3 SUNYAC championships. Of course, Oswego won it last year in 2025, so SUNYAC, Cortland looking to get back to the SUNYAC promised land with a win here today, potentially.
Well, we also earlier managed to get an interview with head coach Kelsey Van Alsten of the Cortland Red Dragons, who talked about how things did not go as well in the previous matchup. We're going to send you to that interview right now.
Our game plan, and we did not go out and do what we needed to do, and we were reactive to what they were doing all game. So we just kind of learned that, what we practice and what we plan really needs to be our focus rather than the opponent.
So yeah, I mean, last time these two teams face, the game plan for Cortland did not work out. They were not able to get it. I mean, it was a back and forth game. They were able to keep it competitive, but regardless, still ended in a loss, losing by 1. And they were Coach Kelsey Van Elsen said they were super reactive in that contest. But in this one, they haven't. They have just read things so well and kind of just stuck to the game plan, and it's worked perfectly. As Wood tries to drive her way in, but that's saved once again by Parks.
Yeah, I'm surprised she was able to get the shot off there, surrounded by 2 defenders. Still, though, Parks with a very strong showing, able to read that one perfectly.
Yeah, she had a tough showing against Oswego the last time these two teams faced, as she had a 33.3 save percentage, only gaining 6 saves, allowing 12 goals. It's been a different story for her in this contest, though.
Yeah, and Braden, we talked about that last video with head coach Van Elsen. She said her team had struggled with executing game plan, but now they have flipped that script, and the team that has struggled is Oswego, especially in the second half. They have had that 1 goal, but still it has been a game of struggles for Oswego, and that can be attributed a lot to Cortland's very aggressive defense. They are manning 2 players to a lot of Oswego offensive personnel, especially Hill, Kroos, and Wood, and that has stopped Oswego from trying to gain a lot of momentum.
And you gotta also give credit as well against the Parks and being, again, having a better showing than last time. 6 saves, only 4 goals allowed for a 60 save percentage. She has been almost a near brick wall in between the pipes for the Red Dragons. As Melillo is behind X. They're only 6:43 away from clinching the SUNYAC championship, competing for the NCAA title. As Dempsey tries to drive her way in and recovers her own ground ball and just bodies a defender. And now the ball is loose. Dix trying to get the ground ball, but is secured by Alizo, but probably just went out of play, or which physicality was tough to see, but it'll be Lakers' possession. 6:15 to go in this fourth quarter. They desperately need to get a run going of goals.
Without a doubt, going to be hard. 5 goals within about 6 minutes and 5 seconds left in this one. But if anyone can do it, it's Oswego. They have played from behind a lot of times this season, have made some good comebacks. Just a matter of execution.
Yeah, looking at the other game as well, as Hill tried to drive her way through, and she draws a flag. Good work from Alexis Hill. I was just going to say, Cortland men's lacrosse, they're trying to hang on to their lead, only up 11-6 against Oneonta in the SUNYAC championship. The 12:53 remain in the fourth quarter as Hill gets a free position shot. Big opportunity for the Lakers. She fires the shot. Saved by Parks! She saw her wind up down, go low to low, and she ran it the entire way. 7th save of the contest for Parks. She is locked in. As another timeout is called.
Parks, just a junior, but playing like a veteran pro. It is incredibly hard to stop an Alexis Hill shot, especially off of a free position where you have to wonder if they're going to go left, if they're going to go right, because essentially they're using their speed to get past every single defender and fire that one right on net. But Parks, incredible save, just undeterred right there, and she has played out of her mind in this second half. Besides that 1 goal, Cortland as a whole has been playing insane. Just as I said, incredible showing. Not many more words to describe it.
Yeah, they've only been down in this contest at only one, pretty much only at 1 point, and that was it. They have just been in the driver's seat the whole way, as Cortland was the one to take a timeout here. But if you're Oswego State, 5:22 remain with the stakes on the line, what do the Lakers need to do to be able to try and pull off a miraculous comeback, or maybe even send this game into overtime?
Yeah, I think I've said it. I said it coming into the second half, but I still do think that they need to tighten up on defense. They are letting Cortland get into a lot of open holes, which has resulted in a lot of success. Cortland is playing patient on offense, and I think that's playing some sort of mind games with Oswego at some points. They're overcommitting on some possession sort of, and that, again, has allowed Cortland to prosper, and that's why they are up 9-4 right now.
So Karen will take it for the Red Dragons as she draws a double team. And being pressure, trying to escape, and she just gets out. Good work on her. But as she manages to get some nice footwork, and just spins out of a triple team. My goodness, if there is any unsung hero for this Cortland team in this contest, it is by far Lexi Karen, the junior defenseman.
Yeah, without a doubt, Lexi playing such a pivotal role in this game. One of the several depth pieces that we have mentioned for Cortland up by 5, so they're rolling out some more of that depth to play with Oswego right now in hopes of keeping that lead.
And not too much aggressiveness as a green card is going to be called against Nash. So another woman up opportunity for Cortland as they are only a few more minutes away from holding the SUNYAC title and securing vengeance against the Lakers for losing in them last year 12-8.
Yeah, and one difference from the April 22nd loss to Oswego 12-11 was that they played behind coming into the fourth quarter. They had scored the 7th, 8th, and 9th goals of the game unanswered to bring it to 2 goals. They brought it to 1 at one point, but now they're not playing from behind. They're playing at their pace. They've made a clear stance that they have been the better team throughout this game. They have taken a lot of advantages on offense and capitalized upon the possessions that they've had. Instead of playing from behind, they are playing in front, and that has been very positive for them. They're a very good second half team.
Wouldn't be surprised if Cortland kind of takes things easy, knowing that 4 minutes, having to score 5 goals in that is very difficult. As Dempsey gets the feed over to Havanez. Still just hanging on the ball, and now she moves up with it. And now we're back to even strength. Dempsey, top of the key. Tries to weave her way through and gets the feed off late to Sydney Elizel, but she loses it. The ball goes out of play, and it's going to be Cortland possession. The last to touch it was the Lakers, as that was Zemanek, the senior defenseman, as a pass out front was rejected. But now another chance for Dempsey, and she could not get it, and now Zemanek has it, but Dempsey looks like she got hit up high.
Yeah, and we said it, but now it's just a time game for Cortland. See how much they can extend their possessions, because we know this Oswego team can get hot at any moment, so they're not trying to get the ball in the sticks of Oswego. Cortland has done a good job at doing what I just said, extending those possessions, and in these waning minutes, it seems all but over.
As Dempsey will get a free position shot as Hill is sent off on the yellow card. And it looks like Cortland is just going to hang on to the ball and try and waste some more time. So on the woman up again, the fouls have really just been a killer for the Lakers in this contest.
Without a doubt, it was Cortland who was playing sort of undisciplined in that first half, but the script has flipped. Oswego committing a lot of careless plays, and Cortland capitalizing upon their advantages when an extra player is on that field.
Havanez gets the feed. Goes to her left. Again, they're just trying to waste time as it's down to 2:26 on the clock. Now Teachin has it. As skip pass over to Havanez as Cortland is just, again, cycling the ball around. They have a good cushion for a lead. They're just trying to kill time off the clock. And, oh, what a collision as Semenik was trying to jump it, and she gets a green card. So now another woman down for the Lakers as they are now down 2 women. And Cortland, you could feel the excitement from them as they are just 2 minutes away from holding the SUNYAC title.
Yeah, just 2 minutes to go. Cortland certainly in the driver's seat, Braden. Seems all but over. 5-goal advantage. You cannot commend Cortland enough. Very valiant effort from Oswego, though, in an attempt to come back. But, again, not enough. Too little, too late.
100%, as Cortland is, again, they're just going to try and just cycle the ball around, not try and force anything. They have a lead. As Cindy Olizo gets it to Javanez. When you're looking at the losses for Oswego, this one is definitely going to be one that stands out for all their games this year. If they don't score another goal before the game ends, this is the lowest amount of goals this season that the Lakers have scored. As the next lowest was when they only scored 5 goals in their loss to RIT, 8-5. And now they're back to even strength. With under a minute to go, and you can tell the Red Dragons bench is starting to get excited as they know they are just moments away from securing the SUNYAC title.
Yeah, and you said Oswego lowest amount of goals this season that can be attributed to. Cortland is playing very aggressive. I've said it the whole game, but they have not let Oswego get pretty much anywhere on offense, especially in the second half.
And it was a shot clock violation, so now the Lakers will take it. But Cortland knows that this game is pretty much going to be wrapped up. Vengeance has been completed for the Red Dragons.
Yeah, and for Oswego, they will be graduating 5 seniors, one of them being Hill, the other being Akavisi, so it'll be interesting to see how they adjust. But again, as you said, for Cortland, glory yet again.
And that will do it. Cortland is your 2026 SUNYAC champions. Getting revenge against the Lakers, who won it last year 12-8. Cortland walks in to Laker Turf Stadium and stuns the Lakers at home, holding them to the lowest amount of goals they have scored in the season, and Cortland will get a chance now to compete for the NCAA title.
Yeah, just a really dominant SUNYAC championship showing from Cortland all around. I said it coming into the second half, but they played exceptional team ball. 4 of their 9 goals came with assists, so they really put an emphasis on spreading the wealth. They did that incredibly well, and that's why they're successful in punching their ticket and will be going dancing in the NCAA tournament.
You also got to even give credit for Oswego. I mean, what a year. Getting the first seed, being able to make it back to the championship. That's something that's really tough for a lot of teams to do, and they were able to do that. Got to give credit to them, but looking at the stats as Cortland and all their players go in to hug their head coach and McIntyre, it is just Alliston, and it's just what a season for the Red Dragons. But looking at the stats, like I said, going into this game, we all knew that Cortland, they were going to be relying on their depth and also a lot of just the significant amount of talent they have across the board. 3 players had 3 points for the Red Dragons, as Malillo had 3 with the 2 goals and assists, Dubinsky and Dempsey with hat tricks, and also Brooke Olizo had 2 points in the game, and then obviously you got to give credit to the goalie for Parks. Trinity Parks, 7 saves, only 4 goals allowed for a 63.6 save percentage. Just what a game for these Red Dragons. And giving a quick update also for men's lacrosse, by the looks of it, the men's lacrosse team will also walk away with the SUNYAC title, up now 15-6 against Oneonta with 3:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. So both lacrosse teams for Cortland will walk away today as SUNYAC champions.
Yeah, just all Cortland athletic teams pretty much so dominant. The men's basketball team had won the SUNYAC actually over Oswego this past year, and now seemingly, as you said, the men's winning, the women's putting a cap on the regular season and the SUNYAC postseason, and now taking it to the NCAA tournament. And of course, you said it, that was helped by Trinity Parks. She played exceptionally well. If I had to name an MVP, would most likely be her. She played incredibly well, along with Dembinski back on the offensive end. So Cortland just executing exceptionally well on offense, but of course, as you said, got to give credit to Oswego. Britt Howard came to this program in 2016 and flipped it around.
And we're going to set it down to Mike Neckers, who's got an interview.
A huge win today. How are you feeling after coming off of last year's SUNYAC championship loss, getting some revenge today?
Yeah, I'm really proud of our girls. They executed the game plan really well, and they held a very good Oswego team to minimal goals, and they really played together, and a lot of kids stepped up big for us today.
Absolutely, and you guys shut down Alexis Hill after that first period. Tell me what the game plan was with her going in.
She's incredible. I give her so much credit. The kid runs midi. She gets the job done everywhere. She's an unbelievable player. I mean, her 2 goals today, I pretty much applauded her. But yeah, we knew she was key to shutting down their offense for sure.
Well, congratulations, Coach. Thank you so much.
You got it.
Back to you guys.
And that was Mike Necker's getting an interview with Kelsey Van Alsten. As once again, Cortland walks away today with a 9-4 victory to secure the SUNYAC championship. As we are going to step away for a quick moment as Cortland gets the SUNYAC victory over Oswego to secure revenge at Laker Turf Stadium 9-4. We'll be back in a quick moment here on WTOP 10.
$50. You better watch out. You gotta swat you like a bug.
That is like
I'm scared of Joe with a bat. Okay?
Okay.
Let me show you because your team is a failure. You don't know how to score, right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Just like that.
That's actually. Let me show you the Bronx Bomber way of doing it. Ready? Ready? I swear to God. Oh my God. Everyone. All right, put the bat down. All right. The number's like. Sorry, Joe. You're right. Sorry.
And the Cortland Red Dragons are your 2026 SUNYAC champions. They took it down on the Laker turf, defeating the Oswego Lakers. 9-4 was the final score, guys. What a game we just saw. One heck of a revenge game, Nick.
Oh, of course, man. I mean, it came down to game plan, and I really think the Cortland Red Dragons adapted well. They played amazingly defensively, and all in all, dominating win in a SUNYAC championship, which was not something any of us were expecting.
And Kelly, we heard in that post-game interview Mike Neckers had with the Lakers head coach, or the Red Dragons head coach, and as a former lacrosse player yourself, you know what it's like to game plan around star players, and the Red Dragons just absolutely shut down Alexis Hill after that first quarter. How'd they do it?
100%. They really focused on that defense. You could see it anytime that Alexis Hill was getting that ball. She was triple teamed, double teamed, she was quadruple teamed at some points. It truly was focusing on making sure that you can shut down their star players like Alexis Hill, like Cassidy Croce, who we didn't see much of. And I think that was intentional because these Cortland Red Dragons know that they have stronger players on the Lakers, but if they can get their defense around those players, they can shut them down quickly.
Yep.
Absolutely. We have the live feed now of the celebration going on at the Laker turf. There is the all-championship team named there, the Red Dragons, just absolutely taking down the Lakers. Bella Dubinsky with a hat trick along with Emma Dempsey. 6 goals between those two, Nick. Just what a great performance by the Red Dragon star players.
And when we were looking at names, I mean, we looked into this as the Elizalde sisters. We were looking at Malilo. I didn't see Dubinsky. Dubinsky, you said it was her first goal this playoff season, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
And she comes into the SUNYAC championship and puts up a hat trick. The definition of the word clutch. That's when your players step up. They need to step up, and it was a beautiful performance from somebody that we didn't even have a radar on.
Absolutely. Now with the Cortland Red Dragons taking the title, they can officially look back at last year's loss and claim the revenge game. Before the game, we spoke with Red Dragons head coach Kelsey Van Alstyne, who spoke about the thought of losing again this year.
I have a lot of respect for Britt. I think she's an incredible coach, and they had a really good team, and they definitely earned it. But yeah, it's not something I really ever want to experience again if I can help it. Our game plan out and do.
Yeah, Van Alstyne and the Red Dragons will not experience those emotions again this year, as they are your 2026 SUNYAC champions. You see them now lining up at the Laker turf as a team, that signature team photo with the banner. What a performance from the Red Dragons now. Let's break down that second half and some of what we saw out there. It was a slower start, but if anyone knows how to close out these big games, it's the 24-time SUNYAC champions. Nick, it was almost a scoreless third quarter, but the Red Dragons found the net towards the end. Start us off there with that breakdown.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Bella Dubinsky for her goal with 1 minute 50 left in that third quarter. Both defenses were playing absolutely stellar. They were playing great. Cortland had a great zone going. Oswego finally got to taking care of that counterattack. But Dubinsky wraps around that outside of the 8, feeds it, and they fed it right inside her, right over the right shoulder of Yakovitsi, who seems like a weakness in her game. That right shoulder was kind of targeted that entire matchup. And Dubinsky, for her hat trick, it was beautiful.
Yeah, Dubinsky was the first goal there in that third quarter. And then just about a minute later, Emma Dempsey, Kelly, she picks up her second of the game. Walk us through that one.
With 57 seconds left to go in that third quarter, the ball is behind the net, is passed to the left side. Dempsey weaves her way through 2 defenders, and then is a sidearm shot right around the waist into the net. And that was her second goal of the game, really setting that precedent up for the fourth quarter and kind of leading the team with that motivation towards the end of that third quarter, right into the fourth.
And going into this one, we all had a higher score prediction, but the final score, 9-4, none of us really had coming into this. But that fourth quarter, Nick, Aubrey Green did what she could to kind of chip away at the Red Dragons' lead. She gets her second of the game, but walk us through that one, really. What did you see from Green?
And first of all, stellar season by the sophomore. Absolutely amazing to have this stellar season so early in your career in this collegiate sport. But Aubrey Green, I mean, she got it from the 12. She drives straight in. This is really a solo goal for her, I should say. And as we said, they lacked assist, and this was another game where they did lack assist. The ball movement just wasn't there. And I think that this goal for Green, though, is a very nice thing to have. And yeah, you really can't say much of it. Great game from Green and Hill, but the team's got to work a little bit more together and move the ball a little better.
And then finally, the nail in the coffin to seal the deal for the Red Dragons. Emma Dempsey picks up a hat trick of her own, Kelly, with under a minute left, a little over 8.5 left in the fourth quarter. Dempsey gets it done. Walk us through it.
100%. And just like you said, 8:47 left in the fourth quarter. Takes a face dodge from the 12 and just dives straight in with an underhand shot, which is difficult for any goalie to guard. That you have to have the reflexes like lightning for shots like that. That you don't know where they're going, you don't know where they're going to head. Especially if it's a bounce underhand shot. Those are one of the most difficult shots to guard in any sort of lacrosse game. It is truly so difficult to have those shots come at you, and it's even more impressive for those shots to go in.
Yeah, as we see now, the Red Dragons still out there celebrating as they have won their 25th SUNYAC championship title in program history, coming off the loss, of course, to Oswego last year. But let's take a moment to highlight the SUNYAC stars on both sides. For the Lakers, Nick, it was Aubrey Green and Alexis Hill. What a great, great season for them. What a great effort from them tonight.
And Hill will finish with 67 goals on the season, which absolutely ridiculous. No matter what you can say about this loss, Alexis Hill had one of the best seasons I think we've seen in a while in the SUNYAC. I mean, it was beautiful. Aubrey Green finishing with 42 on the season just as a sophomore. Their future is bright in Oswego with Green at the helm. And Alexis Hill will be able to kind of pass over the torch, I should say, really, to Aubrey Green. And both of them stars, and what a career for Alexis Hill.
Absolutely. And Kelly, on the other side for Cortland, there are two key contributors here tonight, Emma Dempsey and Ashley Melillo. Walk us through it.
So Emma Dempsey had 3 goals, 4 shots on goals, and had 1 free position shot. And that is really what kind of set the team going forward. Emma Dempsey didn't really have much going into this postseason run for these Cortland Red Dragons, but put up so much effort in this final game, showing that she can really lead this team and showing what it means to be a Cortland Red Dragon. She knew what she needed to do, she knew what the team needed, and was able to deliver. Then from there, Ashley Melillo, we kind of mentioned her in the pregame, but not much because we were talking about the Elazide sisters. But Ashley Melillo had 3 goals, 4 shots on goal, and a couple of ground balls for herself, which ground balls are crucial for this game. They are the thing that can make or break a team. And if you're good with ground balls, then you are going to capitalize on it. Cortland had 14 to Oswego's 8 at the end of the game, and it truly was an incredible display of offense and defense for these Oswego Lakers.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, you already mentioned it before when talking about Alexis Hill. What a great season from her. And we knew going into this one, the Lakers star was going to put everything on the line to make history today. So we spoke with her before the game about the significance of the SUNYAC championship.
Everything I've worked for, everything we've worked over is to get into this game, and we're finally at the game. So, I mean, obviously losing is not what we want. So, I mean, whether it's my last game or I have a couple more games after, I'm putting everything on the line.
Yeah, Hill definitely putting everything on the line out there today
So,
with 2 goals of her own. But ultimately, the Cortland Red Dragons get it done. However, the big headline from the fourth quarter, guys, the Lakers surprisingly pulling star goalie Alana Yakovisi for the freshman Sofia Diaz. So let's take a look at the performances from these 2 goaltenders on both sides. Nick, I'll start with you with Trinity Parks for the winning Cortland Red Dragons.
I mean, Parks had a great game. You cannot deny that. The entire defensive side of the Cortland Red Dragons had a phenomenal showing. Having a team this good at scoring in the Oswego State Lakers and only holding them to 4 on the entire day. And Parks, she didn't really have to do much with this amazing defense. She only had 7 saves and had a .636 save percentage, but it highlights the entire defense. It highlights Parks. She had some amazing saves and one-on-one opportunities. And that entire, I think the main reason the Cortland Red Dragons won today was that defensive prowess, that beautiful zone they were playing the entire time. It was perfect on every side of the defensive standpoint.
And Kelly, for the Lakers, it was Yakovisi who started this one, Diaz who closed it out. They just couldn't have the combined effort to seal the deal. So just talk about the performance from the Lakers.
Absolutely. And Yakovisi had a fantastic run in goal and had a fantastic season, but just couldn't keep up with the pressure that was coming from the Cortland Red Dragons. She had 4 saves, but 8 goals allowed, bringing her percentage to 33.3%. Then, when bringing in Sophie Diaz, she had 2 saves and only 1 goal allowed, which brought her to a 66.7% shot save rate. And I think it is truly a testament to kind of, once again, passing the torch, like with Alexis Hill and I'm forgetting her name right now. Aubrey Green. Thank you. Kind of that passing the torch moment of Ikavasi to Diaz. I think Diaz, yes, she's a freshman, but getting that playoff time in a playoff game, in the championship playoff game, is absolutely crucial. And she got to experience what it is like to have that pressure on you, especially in the fourth quarter when you're down by that many points. I think she is going to lead this team on the defense and really show what it means to be in goal and be that fierce in between the posts. I think that this Oswego defense really needs to tighten up a lot. They do have those crashing abilities. When you see a player on a fast break, you can crash in and really defend and really help out your goalie with that. But they need to do more to really play that man-to-man and zone defense.
Yeah, Diaz is going to have a great future here in the Lakers green and gold. But that will be the final, that will be the end of the career now for the Lakers star goalie Alana Yakovisi along with Alexis Hill. And before the game here, we really took the time to see how they would reflect on this game if it were the final game of their career.
I think just having the opportunity to play with my team is enough of a reward, enough of a gift. I think no matter which way it goes, it's just a privilege to play with those girls in this field.
Absolutely. Great careers on both ends there from Alexis Hill and Alana Yakovisi. Their Lakers careers now ultimately coming to an end. But we heard from the Elizade sisters pregame about the emotions behind the game, but for Red Dragon's star of the game, Emma Dempsey, she had more to say about the newfound rivalry between these two SUNYAC teams.
Like, this game is our way of revenge, and I think like we're going at that game looking as if it's the national championship. Like, if we lose, we're done. If we win, we get to go on, and I think all of us realize that, and we want this win bad. And
yeah, Dempsey must have had that national championship tournament there on her mind, because she had a hat trick here today, Nick. What a great game from Emma Dempsey.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely stellar. She had a great season the entire year. I mean, absolutely just a core aspect to this team, 45 goals and 14 assists on the year. And Emma Dempsey, national championship mentality, man, win or go home when you're in any kind of playoff. If it's the SUNYAC, if it is the national championship or the national tournament, which they will be going to now after winning this matchup. And everyone knows on that team, it's now win or go home. You have to play your hardest because your seniors will be leaving and you don't want to lose your teammates that you've bonded with for this entire year.
Absolutely, and we talked about it pregame with the Elizade sisters, but they were thinking about those hats and T-shirts now that they're holding up, and you just saw moments ago they were there with those SUNYAC championship hats and T-shirts. But looking back now, these two teams faced off in the regular season, Kelly, and it was a lot closer than it was here today, but the Lakers won 12-11 over the Red Dragons just 10 days ago. Walk us through that one.
Yeah, so like you said, they won 12-1 over the Red Dragons, and Alexis Hill had 5 goals on 5 different shots on goal. She was 100% on everything. She was firing on all cylinders. It was truly incredible. Cassidy Croce following right behind her with 3 goals, and Alana Ikavasi with 11 goals allowed and 8 saves. Then on the other side of things, 2 players on the Cortland Red Dragons had 4 goals. The Elizade sisters had combined for 5 of 11 goals, and Trinity Parks had 12 goals and 6 saves.
Yeah, just a completely different script than what we saw here today, but we knew the Red Dragons had the firepower and the mentality to be able to do that heading into a SUNYAC championship game. They're so familiar with the spotlight and the stage, and they were able to get it done. Guys, any final thoughts?
I wouldn't want to change this broadcast. I think it was a beautiful time with you two especially. I mean, last broadcast of the year, what a way to end it in a SUNYAC championship aspect, and I thank you guys for being here with me.
Yeah.
Nick, it was a great, great time working alongside you this year. Look forward to working with you next year, and Kelly,
for sure.
You as well.
Yeah, it's really been a great time with both of you. We've had so much fun with this broadcast, ones that we've worked previously, and just in the entire WTOP sports realm. We've all had a great time and learned a lot this year. I think it's really going to be a great next year going on, but thank you again to all of our seniors.
It's been a great, great ride here this year for WTOP 10. That's going to do it for us. The final sports broadcast of the academic year. We'll be back in the fall, but we'd like to thank our seniors who have made this so possible and so enjoyable along the way. I'd also like to thank our producer, Parker Voris, for going above and beyond to make this a great, great broadcast. For the last time this semester, I'm Eddie McAlpine alongside Kelly C. and Nick Stetter in the Al Roker studio. The Cortland Red Dragons take this one 9-4 over the Oswego Lakers as they head now to the national tournament. Lakers season comes to an end. From us here at WTOP 10, have a great night, everybody.
everything I've worked for,